Dicks.
Oh,
Fuck you, Mike.
All these promises, but you never
Oh
deliver.
shit! I promised too many dicks. I can't deliver that many.
so it begins.
Welcome to the stream, everybody! Welcome back to Out of the Abyss with myself, Beanie, my good friends Laurie, aka Scarbeus, Mike, aka Bersekrer,
Dicks.
Matt, and
Hello.
Phil. So, it has been 2 weeks because I've been ill, but we're back, and last session, the two separate parties were still separated. Renlan's group managed to find their way out of the oozing temple.
Out of the abyss?
And found their way into a flooded room, which above which was a large amount of webbing, which the still flooding room lifted them up towards, and so they kind of set their path forward, traveling through this strange webbed roadway of sorts, climbing up to gain height, in the hopes that they can get to the other side. During this time, they met two very unique little goblins who said they could, for a price, navigate towards the... Was it? I can't remember. Did they say they'd navigate towards the end of the web?
It was the...
Sorry, I'm sorry.
They said they'd lead us out of the silk path. Silken Path.
Silk Road.
Towards...
Lead us out to where the drugs are.
Towards Gundgrim.
Oh, the Silk Road.
Yes, they said they'd take you to the nearest entrance, well, the nearest route to Gauntlegrim from the Silken Roads. I believe they, because you gave them the braces, they didn't actually say they'd accompany you all the way to Gauntlegrim, because you did pay them a fair amount for it. You gave them the jeweled braces that Renlan had found previously. Or Renlan and War, I should say.
Didn't I? It was
Yes.
the one that somebody else had and the one that I had.
It was about 50 gold's worth of
you
goods,
gave them
basically.
the ones that you had, and then I was going to give you the one that I had when they weren't around to see me that I had it.
Oh, did I give them both of mine? Okay, let me just change my stuff.
Meanwhile, the other group, Kamar, Flynt, Cobalt, and Eldith, were carrying on.
I make good leadership decisions.
We're carrying on along the tunnels.
The rest of your decisions
making
are
their
fucking
way.
awful. Leadership, fine. Everything else, no.
Making their way to Gauntlegrim in the best way that they could, not really knowing the route.
Good leadership decisions.
They stumble across a slightly insane Dwagar, who they later discovered was likely the survivor of a battle between Dwagar and Drow, in which the Drow were very much the clear victors when comparing the corpse count. Travelling past that area, they soon found themselves on another edge of the Silken Roads, an immense cavern system filled with webbing. Upon entering this area, after travelling in it for maybe 20 minutes, they were beset by a very strange drow, seemingly making them the offer of if they were to give up without a fight, he would allow them to choose the two that would end up dying. However, if they don't fight, he's just going to kill whoever and drag whoever he can off with him wherever he wishes to take you. And as if to emphasise his point at this claim, several spiders also started to approach the party from the webbing around them.
Oh, I'd forgotten
Now,
about
unfortunately,
I didn't.
Unfortunately, my amazing battle map, which wasn't at all confusing, has been lost because I guess I forgot to save.
Oh no!
However, we're just going to have to make do without a map in this. I think it's going to be confusing even with a map. So, bearing in mind that as this happened as well, as Kamar's battle cry of I can't remember what
It was something really pathetic, like "No, you."
I feel like it was "You confuse me."
Something like that.
Like it was something
It was
along those lines.
Everything confuses him.
A mighty warrior of pillow.
However, as he screamed this aloud, it was heard by the other group who just who happened to be within or be within earshot. Upon looking up at this light source, they can see they're about 100 feet below where the other group is currently encountering this drow. Now, that means it's time for initiatives. But don't worry, Mike. You definitely rolled a
No. We're rolling initiative now. Fine.
Yeah,
I'll let you roll again. Don't worry. I just want it.
Before it's a one this time.
Roll initiative, so I think that means we all roll initiative, right? We can't just cheat and take our rolls from last week.
No, that would be. I mean, that would be like metagaming or something, surely.
Mike's just ahead of the game. I was giving him the credit as being really efficient and getting this done quickly.
Maybe I could actually
a great start.
Oh, maybe the 2 means you're at number 2 in the rolls. You're like the second.
Maybe I can
That's actually pretty good.
Land a hit this week. That'd be great. Yeah, 19 over.
No.
You're still Cobalt on the thing.
That's because I'm Cobalt.
Oh right. Wait, no, Cobalt.
It's Flynt that's switched character.
Okay, never mind then.
Flynt is still with you.
I mean, Flynt and Cobalt. Come on, you can see how I got those confused, right?
Not really.
They're both rocks.
I would.
They are both rocks.
Still both very different names.
You're very.
At least it's. Oh my god, you missed a trick, guys. Why did Phil? Why did you not call yourself Steel?
Because steel is more of a metal rock.
You're the worst.
I went with an all-based
I
name.
would complain, but I've got everybody's names like literally on OBS right here, so it's like I know everyone's name. I literally have to check every time, but I know everybody's name.
Everyone's name.
Everyone in the whole world ever.
I mean, I've got everybody's name and all the NPC names because DM cheat sheet.
I have an NPC name written down somewhere on a piece of paper that I haven't lost.
I would like to say that I don't. I do, but
Speaking of, that'll do. Either one. Sorry, I'm totally prepared for this.
He's so ready right now.
I didn't have initiative cards made up for this encounter, so just bear with me.
No.
Wait, no, wrong
They're
character.
the worst.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
But you can't.
I know.
Actually, my house is super warm.
I
I'm just gonna quickly take my top off.
I might be about to cause one. Assuming you refer to a web as a forest.
It's like a forest of webbing.
Forest of webbing, yeah. I mean, close enough, right?
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
No. It's like a web of webbing. Or a web of lies, or secrets, if you will. But probably not those things at all.
Sorry about
So what you're saying it's made of men then?
No, it's made of a man.
It's made of a web of man.
A web of man.
Because what is a man?
A web.
Pile of secrets.
If he's a web, that means he's flammable.
I know. Believe me, I know webs are flammable. What do you think my universal solution is?
Your final solution?
My final
I was
solution.
saying this to Laurie last night, Mike. The problem is, me and you don't know not to use fire here. No one has explicitly told us not to use fire.
No one's explicitly said that, but it's... I mean, I've got really low intelligence. I don't know if I would put that together, but...
I mean,
I would argue that
go,
at
hey, look,
least
that's a pretty thick web we're stood on. We can probably set it on fire and get away in time.
It depends, because I guess if you set the web on fire, then go back into the caverns. That's the plan, but I guess they don't know that the direction we need to go is in fact the webbing. Because if it starts fire, I'm fucking going.
You guys are there, so what do we care if we set everything on fire?
Burn everything. You don't even know me.
I don't even know you. Yeah, exactly. So.
If I say that, how far away from each other are we? Like our two little groups?
100 feet.
Let me put it this way: me and Mike don't have dark vision far enough.
I have a shiny sword.
You have a shiny sword. They're still outside the range of that.
I have a shiny sword, which is lit fam. Up to
it's
the
smarter
highest.
than he is.
Sorry, I'm super
smarter than most of us, to be fair.
The sword is, probably the smart.
I think the only person that's smarter is Matt's new character.
How smart is the sword? Is it 12 int?
I will open it and tell you.
It's higher than average, that's for sure.
It is, yeah, it's above average. It is, assuming this site is correct, which I think we said it was. Once it loads.
For the sword, possibly.
The sword, yeah. Like, I think we said the sword was correct. It was just the topsy-turvy page that wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting Flynt's sheet up.
That's the site, and intelligence is 12.
Right, there we go.
12. So yeah.
Flynt rolls a mighty 3 for his initiative. Anwar, what'd you get?
5.
5. Renlan.
That's so sad.
14. Kamar.
19.
That is much better than your 2.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Cobalt.
Snap. 19.
Oh, snap.
Who's got the high dex?
Definitely
I
you.
think with the same.
No,
I'm on +1 like you.
Alright, yeah, so I've got 12.
So what's the
12
actual
dex?
12
ability?
decks, yeah, we're both the same decks.
Oh. Roll off.
D20.
Roll your d20s, go.
Oh, well, good luck, Mike. You've probably won that.
Roll a 2.
You say that, hang
Watch
on,
you
hang
roll
on.
a two.
Yeah,
Oh.
there
A
we
2
go.
was involved.
I mean, odds were in his favour.
They were, but it's still hilarious when the odds go wrong.
let's redo it with D100s this time. Beat 45.
I don't have D100.
We'll just type
Slash roll
I
D100.
know.
I mean, it's not going to matter either way. I've already stacked
I
it
don't
out.
have a preset button for it like every other dice.
Oh, right.
Because I've got
Alright,
a
anyway.
D10, but I've not got
I need to make preset
So,
buttons. Because right now I'm copy and
to
pasting that
the-
one notepad file and it just takes forever.
To describe the battle scene, pardon me, there is currently Kamar, Eldith, Flynt, and Cobalt stood on a fairly thick strand of webbing, only about 6 feet wide at its widest, so you can only really stand single file on it. Around you, there is about 30 feet away and 10 feet up, there is the drow that has been talking to you. Coming in all around you, from ranges of about 40 to 60 feet away from you, is a total of 5 spiders. One of which is approaching from the drow side, one of which is approaching from your right and slightly behind you, one of which is coming from the left and the left slightly behind you. So think of it as you're basically being circled by these spiders and the drow.
Not so much for the battle map aspect, but just for the visual effects. Should we put it on a battle map and then just like crudely draw positions of everything?
Can do.
Just so
Wait,
there's
what?
something better to
I
look
checked this earlier and it wasn't working.
at.
What
Is
the
your
fuck?
totally
What's up?
perfect sense map working?
The map's back.
Yay!
It just disappeared apparently.
Which one is it?
What the
The
fuck?
one with all the webs.
The
that
completely
make perfect
confusing
sense.
one. The
And
one
it's
that even I don't
called-
understand, and I'm moving you to it. I'm just trying to remember how to use map tools because apparently my brain's not working. There we go.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, this one. The one that makes perfect sense.
Oh god. What are we? Blue is high, white is middle, green is
What about
lower.
grey?
So.
No.
Oh.
Drowley, he is, we will say, here. For convenience. You guys are, for all intents and purposes, put yourselves on this white line around here.
How do I
don't
do
know
that?
Yeah, I don't know how to add myself in.
Oh, you don't have your tokens, do you? Sorry.
I know there's a way of doing
Is
it.
there a way to like put your own token on the map?
Yeah, there is. You need.
Probably not, because they're saved to my resource library, which is on my PC, as opposed to the server.
Okay.
Well, because your PC is the server.
There you go.
I know that you can do it. It's just you need permissions, and I don't know how to even do that.
Arrange yourself as you wish, as I put you on. But you're around the area that I'm putting you right now. What it's worth.
So
those guys on
this
there
white line that we're on here,
yet.
is
They're
this
not
the
there.
pathway?
Yes, that's the pathway. That's the path you're on.
Okay, cool. So
not
I can
really.
avoid confusion. I'm gonna draw it a bit thicker, if that's okay.
I didn't.
That's
think
fine. Feel free to. Like this was a 5-minute job before the last
I
session,
didn't think they were
and I've just
actually
not come back to it to fix it.
like
really.
really on any of the webbing yet. They only just got to the edges of the webbing.
No,
No,
they've been
we're-
travelling for about 20 minutes.
We're like on a path.
Yeah. The drow's idea was to ambush with the spiders within the midst of the webbing where they have the advantage.
This is the pathway we're on.
Oh god, look what you've done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
down
you fixed
first.
it.
The idea being, this is a path
That's-
we're on right now.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I might be able to make it even clearer. or this might ruin everything.
Oh,
So
Matt's not got one of those fancy player character
There you
things
go.
that everyone else has.
I made it a little better.
It
He
looks
should.
like an
Yeah, he
NPC.
has. What do you mean? Oh, he's not got. Oh, fair enough. Sorry, it must have been. I think I did it mid-session, if I remember rightly.
No big.
And eldest of you guys as well.
man.
So
You're Cobalt, you're Flynt, and I'm Kamar too. Aww.
are you like? I can't remember which token we used
Who's
to.
Kamar?
I'm Kamar too.
If you're Kamar too, who's Kamar?
I don't know.
Laurie, for
Now
what
he's
it's worth. Oh,
Kamar
Laurie
too,
and Matt,
apparently.
for what it's worth, this is
Oh.
the strand that you guys are on. You can see that.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So arrange yourselves on
We
that.
going east or west?
You're currently. You would have been going east for what it's worth.
I would be somewhere. I
Uh,
would probably be. I would be letting the goblins lead the way on account of. Wait, are we going east or west? Did you say?
East.
We're going east.
So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where I put the...
and the goblins
Goblins on the
navigating you.
east
Yeah,
side.
they're fine with that.
Okay.
Also stool.
Never
I
good.
think that's
Oh, well,
everybody, at least of you guys.
we're walking away from those guys. Just let them deal with it.
Need spiders. Sorry, totally prepared.
Oh yeah, we need to find Topsy still. That's the point.
What size are these things? They are large.
My Eldritch Blast
See
has an
those, yep.
interesting range on it.
Is it? Was like.
Oh, almost.
120.
Yeah.
Don't worry, there'll be some within range of that.
Was it 120?
120 foot, yeah.
Oh.
It's one of those moments where you think, God, you don't need spells that have got that range on it. It's fine. And then you end up in a situation like this, and it's like, oh.
No, what you want is a spell for range
So-
of 1200 feet.
That's a
For
long
what
way.
for what it's worth, just so I've got the information out there. Feel free to ask again as you need to, but just so it's out there. This guy, he is about 10 feet high, higher than the.
You can
main
just say
group.
10 foot tall. It's like, fucking hell. He's tall for a drow, isn't he?
This guy, or this spider, is 15 feet tall, 15 feet high.
Look
know
what
why.
I've done. Yes.
Ruined me. This one's on the same level as you. This one is 20 feet below. This one is, we'll say, 10 feet high. And this one is 20 feet high.
And apparently they're all DC 17 to spot.
That is from the old Pathfinder days, when for some reason I decided to save the token with that comment on it. Not sure why.
I'm just going to constantly ask you how high they are.
Too damn
That
high.
is completely fine.
Spiders are like
Maybe
they're
they're
too
not
much
smoking
weed.
all that weed.
Oh damn it! I've just realised I've got.
We should call them the weed spiders.
So, the first person to react as the spiders descend from the darkness towards you is Kamar. What are you doing?
So right now, if it's not already, I increase the brightness of my sword to maximum brightness.
I feel like you had it at
I
maximum.
feel like I did. I feel like I was walking around with that
I
on
feel
the
like-
I
entire
think
time.
that's the last thing. One of the last things you did is you went super brightness with your sword and then charged in.
We stopped before the charge.
Okay, well, I'm
But
not charged.
the
I've
sword
got
is-
nowhere
it
to
is full
charge,
bright anyway.
from what I can tell.
You can bear in mind you can climb through the weapon. It wouldn't necessarily be a charge per se, but you
I
can,
can, but
get to him.
if I remember the
as
numbers
part
you
of this.
gave, the closest is like 10 feet higher than me and several, at least like 20 or 30 feet away, to the point where it would
Yeah.
take a. I mean, I know these aren't exact.
It would
measurements.
it would take dashes and stuff. Yes, if you were to want to get for one this turn, at the very least.
So yeah, my point is, there's no point in me charging anywhere because forgetting the fact I might fall to my death, like forgetting that fact entirely, getting there would be a pain in the ass. So I will. If I haven't drawn my shield, I'll draw my shield. So shield one hand, sword other hand, and can I try and intimidate the spiders? Is that a thing I can do?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
No,
can try.
animals are intimidatable.
Alright, I guess.
I will say
How do you intimidate a spider?
think of it as the same way that you'd intimidate any animal. Really.
I mean, I don't really go around intimidating animals, Beanie. So.
well, no. The general idea
I'm a
being
good
make
person.
yourself big, make yourself seem like a too big a threat. That's
You're right.
That
right.
is legitimately.
Okay, so
I go around killing dogs, obviously.
Obviously, I mean that would.
Sorry,
that'd be
just
insane.
carry on.
So what? Okay. Mechanical question. Searing Smite is a thing I can do, but would it still use the spell slot if I just use Searing Smite to like make my sword look all fiery and stuff, or is that not a thing I can do at all?
If you use a spell to do anything, then you use the spell slot.
Okay, well, okay, but even if I do use the spell slot, but yeah, it's up to me.
I will say this: you can do that to like. So what I was going to say is you'll get disadvantage on the intimidate because they are animals, so it is a little hard to intimidate them. However, if you wanted to do that, I would say that you lose that disadvantage, but your next attack has to use that spell. Like your next, whether it's hit or miss, it uses the spell.
Okay.
The idea being you're basically kind of focusing the energy on the blade. You don't fully complete the spell, but you're kind of holding it for your next attack.
I won't do that then.
Does that make sense?
What I will do is I will, as much as it's going to love me doing this, I'm going to smack the hilt of the sword against my shield, like make a clanging motion, like "Come on, then, have at you!" kind of thing.
Okay.
So disadvantage on the intimidate.
Yep.
Sure. What is my intimidate? Unsurprisingly, I have that, so +2, but disadvantage. Okay. Oh, that's not a good start. No, I didn't get much better. Apparently, Anwar loses 0 hit points, but I rolled an 8 overall.
Interesting.
Oh,
we lost somebody.
Oh, who's back?
Bye, Phil.
Apparently, Anwar lost 0 hit points.
Everybody gets to see Phil's amazingly kawaii Discord avatar.
He's goddamn kawaii.
I'm here.
There you go.
There we go.
Camera died for a minute.
Oh, hey, yellow Phil.
I don't know why that happened.
So, this spider here, as you slam your blade against the shield, just being in a large, like, open room, causes the sound to travel quite a fair bit, and so it does seem very much louder than you expected. Especially as you shout as well, this does seem to be enough to cause the spiders at least a little bit of discomfort. This one over here does flinch quite, like it. They're all kind of moving towards you right now. This one does slow slightly, and then carries on and scuttles after you. For what it's worth, that one is going to have a slight disadvantage. I'll figure out what that is nearer the time. But that one,
I mean,
is
the fact that I got
all the other ones pass their wisdom
the
saves.
fact that I got anything from that is miraculous because I rolled an 8, so I'll take it.
DM is feeling generous.
That's fine, I'll take it.
Oh my
also, he rolled a 6 on his
god,
wisdom
I'm a
save.
dumbass.
I mean, yeah, but why?
Because I completely forgot about a spell I've got that would mean we wouldn't have been lost for like.
Good job.
Well done. Credit
But
to
I
you.
made good
Anything else,
leadership
Mark?
decisions.
When I mouse over Anwar, I get like a thing in the bottom left corner that tells you how much HP he's got and what his AC is.
Yeah,
That's not actually my AC, but I don't have a max HP value, so that's what I'm using for that instead.
Yeah, Anwar's got
yeah,
HP
that-
bar.
you
as
can
well.
see the little bar over him as well. It's just one of the map tools features.
Yeah,
So, Kamar, were you doing anything else? Is that your turn?
Oh,
Mike?
sorry. Yes. I forgot. I'm Kamar. I don't really see what else I can do. So yeah, I guess that'll be it.
All right, Cobalt, your turn. What you doing?
Fuck.
That's a good
Punch it.
action.
I will draw out my mace. I know my equipment. Mace. Yeah.
Nice.
Spray them in the eyes.
I just imagine his character now going to get his weapon and going, oh, and just looking curious before he swings at it.
How did you guys know I had a
It's
mace?
been a while since I've had a fight with Cobalt, alright?
That's fair.
So I'll draw that out. I would have already had my shield out because I use that as my light source, typically. And I will... what's the range on that? He is within 60 feet of me. Neat. Yeah, go on. I will Sacred Flame the Drow.
The Drow?
The Drow.
The Drow?
Oh yeah, he's not 60 feet, even with his... Yeah. Sorry, I've already forgotten what spell did you say you're using?
Sacred Flame, so he has to make a dex save throw.
Dexterity save. Yep.
DC 12, apparently.
Well, the Drow's first roll of the game is a nat 1, so roll damage.
He takes a whole... Are you ready for this? Are you ready?
He takes a whole
2 radiant damage.
So...
I'm just feeling too radiant right now.
It's radiant damage.
Hello?
So... am I mute? What?
Sorry, it's just everyone went really quiet all of a sudden there, so I didn't...
Oh, right.
I was muted. No.
I just said he's feeling too radiant right now.
I heard that.
As Kamar slams on his shield and screams, the Drow seems to be completely focused on him. So much so that he barely notices as his left shoulder just flickers in bright light for a second.
Why is it always the shoulder being?
Leaving a slight scorch.
Why is it always the shoulder?
All I'm saying is...
Because eventually I'm going to use the...
Maybe just like...
It's a cantrip. I'll take 2 damage on a cantrip.
Off of his knee or something.
Laurie, I actively use many body parts. However, you just pointed out every time I use a shoulder.
Oh my.
There is a lot of... I'm visiting you tomorrow. I will stab you.
I'm sorry, I heard I'm fisting you tomorrow.
I mean that too if Laurie wants it.
The worst places it could go, so the shoulder's not the worst place.
I didn't sign up for that.
I never said.
You didn't sign up for what?
Look,
is Beanie lagging?
Look, I promise, Mike. I won't make a mess in your house. I'm just stab him. I'm just stab him quietly.
He is, however, sneezing.
Oh, fantastic.
Coughing.
He's alright, but he's also not alright, you know what I mean?
I am going to bring my germs up tomorrow, by the way. Anyway.
Hot.
Anything else, Cobalt?
Nothing else.
Movement or bonus?
Well, I do have bonus actions, but I don't think I want to cast any of those. No, I'm going to hold on to my spells for the time being. Precious
Alright, in that case, it is the Drow's turn. Now let me remind myself what he can actually do.
Run away. That's what he can do.
Oh, that's what he can do.
Ball.
I want... Just going to double check this.
Wonderful fireball.
No, might that mean...
Yes.
I mean, all I'm saying is
spider web
I still have shield.
Place, so there's even more web. Magic missile? I don't know why I'm thinking he's a wizard, but
if it was magic missile, I wouldn't have to look it up. I can tell you that now.
It's 10d12s.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
I just want to make sure someone dies. I don't care if it's me.
All right. Could everybody in the original group, or the first group, this lot, please make me a dexterity save.
Dexterity save. No,
dexterity save.
Team Northwest. Roll it.
With advantage?
Both Eldeth and Flynt fail.
With advantage? Because I can?
No advantage.
Aw, man.
No.
What do you mean because you can?
Because I can.
If you keep digging, it'll be disadvantage.
I mean, if he let me do it, I could. Why didn't he let me do it?
Yeah, that's not even worth inspiring. Yeah.
I, however, I will do inspiration.
Everybody fails.
I'll use inspiration. Hang on.
It's only a D4, like.
Yeah, but that could be a 12, and it might be enough. It's a D4, right? Is it D4?
Yeah, it's a D4.
Because I know you two use different inspiration rules. Blah blah.
Yeah.
That's actually a 12. So there you go. It might be enough. So I got 12 overall.
I just need to double check. I didn't actually write DC down for this.
I'm gonna laugh. It's like DC 5.
It's not. It's higher than 10.
Well,
DC negative 1.
Although I've actually got 3 inspiration. Well, I've got 2 inspiration now, and
you can only use 1 inspiration per
I know.
level.
I'm just saying. I always forget to use them, so I figure fuck it.
Remember, you can also throw them out and give yourself 1d20 experience.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like much, but it could be a difference. Alright. 12 is just enough to pass.
Oh. That's exactly why I did it.
Renlan
Also, why don't throw
is
in.
the only one quick enough, in a burst of inspiration, is the only one quick enough to duck and bring
Why
his
am I
shield up.
ducking?
Kamar.
Nothing to do with this.
Sorry, Kamar.
Every
Renlan had the
time.
conniption
still-
and decides
I
to
still,
duck.
I've been ill. My brain's not working.
Thing
Shush.
happens.
Kamar brings his shield and wafts away as the entire area around that group just bursts into purple flames,
Beanie, it's fine when you fuck up.
dancing along,
It's
dancing along the bodies of every other
I just think
member of that
I
group.
think it's funny that Kamar
You-
wafts away. He's called himself Kamar Poo, so he's basically just like sending the
I didn't
spell the
call-
spiders away.
someone else did that, but I just haven't changed it.
You guys are all now covered in this purple flame. There is a bit that stays on Kamar's shield, however, with a quick or waft of his arm, that flame does seem to go out. Although
So wait, we're on fire.
that one was much lighter than on all of
Sorry,
you
did
guys.
I miss?
There seems
I
to be
didn't say that.
seems to be no pain, however. It is just
Just
flame.
flame.
But-
So no
Just flame.
damage.
No damage.
For the record, as per you fucking up, it's fine when you do that. It's totally understandable, but we're gonna have to mock you for it. Like,
That's
it's
fair.
alright.
That's
I
completely
expect
fine.
the same of me.
That's
If and
what friends
when
do,
I
Mike.
fuck up,
And
yeah.
also enemies, and also basically just people in general, because it's
Most
the
of them.
human way. The drow then chuckles and says, now we can see you a bit better. That'll make it easier for my pets. And that's his turn.
I mean, all I'm saying is we were in very bright light.
You were, but now they all have advantage on attacks against you. Renlan, your turn.
Okay, so seeing what's going on, how many of the spiders can I actually see?
From where you are, bearing in mind that you can only really kind of see what's happening due to the light source up there, but bear in mind the distance as well in a dark cavern makes it kind of hard to see. You can basically just see shapes that I would say have
Yeah.
they have partial concealment against you, because it'd be hard to see them, but you can see.
All of them.
I would say you can see 4 of them. You can see 4 of them.
Okay, because all of them are out of range right now, my dark vision, so I'm relying entirely on the light source from them. So is it the 4 closest
Yes.
ones I can see?
Yes, it is. The drow and the one at the top are unseeable by you.
Right. Now, can I determine whether or not the spider's really aware of where we are? Like our little 6 people down here?
I would say that they've got their backs to you. Beyond that, there's no real way to tell if they're aware of your presence. They're not showing any awareness, so to speak. Like, they're moving away from you technically, but
Right, okay.
they could know you're there and just be going for easier prey.
In that case, when I can tell they're coming in my direction, I'll Eldritch Blast. That's my prepared action. Other than that,
Okay.
I'm going to currently wait.
Okay.
When you say prepare, like coming your direction, you mean like moving towards you or moving aggressively towards you? Because I feel
Coming
like
literally-
towards me. If they're coming
literally
towards
cutting
me,
in
it means
directions.
that they know we're here.
makes sense.
I probably won't be able to tell
That's
if they're
fair.
being aggressive or not. When they're spiders, they move, you know?
Yeah.
That's fair. Eldith. She gets a warhammer out and kind of turns with her back to Kamar, facing the 4 spiders on the back end of the group, and basically just readies an attack. The spiders. All right, their turn.
Oh, I could have readied an attack. That's what I could have
readied
done.
an attack.
You could have.
I forget that's even a mechanic.
Just ready in action.
They
Fine. I'll try.
They basically are at home in the web, so they get no difficult terrain penalties for movement here. This one, it climbs down towards you and scuttles right into the midst of Cobalt, Flynt, and Kamar.
Hi.
Now, see, this is where that
This
ready
one?
to action would have come in handy.
Sure.
This one
yes.
also scuttles down. This one is going to use a web.
Web.
Yeah, there's no webs around here. You might as well use a web.
Oh, absolutely.
He is going to shoot this at Eldith,
Is this spider 3?
which is going to hit. Yes, it is. So basically, this webbing, it basically lifts itself up and shoots out a net of webbing that untangles Eldeth. She is basically tied to the webbing around her, meaning she can't move. And for all intents and purposes, I'm going to say that basically that ruins her ready to attack as well, as it basically knocks her momentum off. Unfortunately for her.
Well,
This
does
guy-
it make her incapacitated? Or
It's restrained.
restrained?
It's technically, mechanically, she shouldn't lose the attack opportunity, but in my mind, not the attack opportunity, the ready attack, but in my mind, this is basically a netting going around her. That's enough for her to basically, like, she wasn't expecting that, so it's kind of knocked her off
We'll leave
balance a bit.
Raz as we know what she's up to.
And for what it's worth, this one that was intimidated by Flynt is actually going to go for him with a webbing. However, it is going to be at disadvantage on this attack.
Every time.
No, this time he got a different name. Still trying to get
Actually,
you, but
Did I not?
you said Flynt.
Fuck's sake. It's because Flynt was my original target in my head, but no, it is Kamar I'm meaning.
Whereas, yes.
The webbing flies at Kamar, however, it seems to be a little off and goes instead underneath the webbing that you're stood on, as opposed to hitting Kamar
They're just making the
himself.
floor more secure, obviously.
They just want to make sure we don't fall off while fighting them. How nice.
Yeah, they all come over just to see if we're all right, and then
They're believing in a fair fight, and I can respect that. Before I murder the dirty pigs.
The other spider skittles down.
Really wish I had that
and
fair action.
engages you two here. However, the three that did move all had to dash. They don't get any attacks this turn.
Oh no, what a shame.
Turvey, looks up, then looks around at Renlan and says, "Was that Kamar?" That's his turn.
Yeah.
Anwar.
I don't say that out loud, by the way.
I like the idea. It's not like Kamar. It's like, oh, was that Kamar?
Like, out of everywhere we've gone in the underworld, we had to bump into him again.
Underworld, Jesus. We took a wrong turn. Now we're in hell.
So I know he's quite far away.
Underdark.
I know he's quite far away. But
Underdark, that's it.
can I make out that Kamar is human?
No, not from this. Actually, saying that, what's your dark vision range?
120 feet.
He's out of range, isn't he?
And I did shout it in
However-
common, for the record. If
I
that
know
helps.
he is actually
Just
within
in
range.
range.
The problem is we're also on a lower level than them.
I was going to say that it's on the edge of your range, and there's also a very bright light source on this guy, which kind of, I know it doesn't mechanically, forgive me, but it kind of disrupts your dark
Also,
vision a
if
bit,
you're-
especially on the edges.
If you're going by
So-
the measurement on here, doesn't it not count diagonals?
Yeah, no, so it doesn't have
Diagonals
diagonals
5
like
feet.
this, but you are also
Sorry.
on higher webbing than we are, so I can imagine me not being able to see you.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they're a fair bit out of range of you guys, so no, you can't make out that he's human.
I'm going to pull up my weapon and sort of aim up, see if I can basically just surveying the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Kamar?
So, what you can see is basically 4 dark forms moving in on this light source. As they move in, they actually basically act as obstacles for the light and cast long shadows back over you guys, making it even harder to see the fight. However, what you could kind of see before they all closed in was that there was a group of humanoid figures up there. One of which seems to be holding, in fact, 2 of which seem to be holding glowing objects, which is fairly rare in itself in the Underdark. This is generally a sign of surface races, as obviously denizens of the Underdark tend to have their own methods that don't draw
need
attention to
So
themselves.
if they've got light on them and they're using the light in an area that's generally a bad idea to use light, they're probably from the surface.
Either they're from the surface or they have some reason to believe that light might protect them for some reason. For example, it might scare off denizens
Maybe
of the
they're just
dark.
massive.
But in your head, from your experience, you assume it's probably the former.
Okay. Can I take a shot at one of the figures that is moving in on this group of surface dwellers?
I thought you were gonna say.
What is your
I
range?
thought you were gonna say one of the light sources. Like, please don't.
Short range is 150 foot.
I would say there would be, if you're 100 feet down and fair bit of... I would say that you can that this one here is actually within range of that short range.
Right, so this is going to be a really, really bad idea, and the goblins are probably going to be a bit pissed at me.
Of course. Is there any other kind?
Yes.
idea, I mean.
Kaboom! And I shoot the spider.
Yep. So there is a loud bang as...
I feel the gauntlet has been thrown down. I can make more noise.
Oh no, this
10.
is... Like, this weapon is even louder than you are, Kamar. 10 is not going to hit, unfortunately.
The
bullet seems to ricochet off the creature. Either it's wearing some sort of armor or it's just got a thick hide. You can't quite see due to the distance.
I've got a solution for this. It needs more magic. Didn't use enough magic.
That's fair. Anything else?
Oh crap. Okay.
I glare at you.
But the surface dwellers up there probably.
At which point, Flynt, slightly surprised by this loud banging noise, kind of looks down but can't quite make out where that came from, and instead brings up his... What's he got? His war pick. And... Give me 2 seconds to check a spell.
1, 2.
Why do I even do this to myself? I know who I'm playing with.
Green flame?
I don't. Who are you playing with, Beanie?
I haven't figured that part out yet either. So, side note, while he's doing that, I have been spammed recently on my email account, by a very particular company, and I don't know why, but I've been spammed with like 4 emails a day from Clucky's Fried Chicken. I have literally never gone to or ordered from any company that sounds like the name Clucky's Fried Chicken.
It is an actual.
There is one in Middlesbrough.
Yeah,
I used to go there a lot.
But I've been spammed with like 4 emails. Like I got my email address from somewhere, and they're spamming me with minimum 4 emails a day, having never bought their product.
I'ma just guess. They saw you walking the streets, said, "That's a fat fuck. I'ma get his email address."
Fucking hell.
Just guessing.
Wow.
What are you trying to say, Beanie?
Jesus. Is this the kind of shade we're throwing? Oh, let me lube up for you.
I don't think that's even shade at this point. That's just abuse.
Apologies.
Alright, no, now I know the game we're playing.
Far too deep.
Tomorrow, Mike, when he comes around our house, you just remind him.
I was going to say, I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I've
never... Okay, I've been fat my whole life, and I've never been upset by someone trying to insult me for my weight, because, like, it's not a secret.
Yeah,
I will just say, that's the sole reason I feel comfortable making that. Like,
I don't
you've
give a
made
shit
enough
for
those
the record.
fat jokes yourself, so...
Yeah, I do.
Like,
I don't give a...
I'm not just a dick, I swear.
Just, here we are, happily
I mean,
playing,
I am a dick, but I'm not just a
happily
dick.
playing a game of D&D, and all of a sudden, like, you fat fuck, it's like, whoa, where did that come
Look,
from?
I'm the DM. I'm the bad guy here.
difficult
I've got to make people hate me.
It's
no,
like...
no.
Actually, no, it's been quite nice.
Despite what he might think.
It's like the other thing that people often try to insult me with, like, when I was a kid, like, specky 4 eyes. Yes, I wear glasses.
I'm the only one here who doesn't have glasses.
Oh, you specky 2 eyes.
What?
It's all right. When I'm in the lab, I get to be 6 eyes.
Well,
Anyway,
that's just like the worst when you got to put like safety goggles on over your glasses. It's just like it doesn't work.
And then
Like
like space,
3D
it's a slight pain. It's like I could
Oh,
see.
nice.
Now everything is
Oh
fog.
shit! Look
Anyway.
over there, specky 6 eyes.
Anyway, so Flynt's war pick is suddenly engulfed in a green flame to contradict the purple, and he swings at this spider with it, slamming the pick into its side for...
It just sounds weird when he says when he's in the lab,
9
he's got
points
6,
of damage.
he's like, he's 6 eyes. It's like, Christ, what you got you studying in that lab?
No, I work in an anatomy lab. I literally sew eyes onto myself when I'm at work.
That's not okay.
Oh, of course.
What do you do?
Yeah. Explains
I
everything.
mean, I know you get bored at work, but find a new hobby, man.
Take some shit out of Bloodborne or something.
I have,
More
and
eyes.
I'm enjoying it.
More eyes.
Eyes on the inside, man.
Already
Eyes
forgotten what that spell
on
does.
The spider next to it takes damage equal to his charisma.
Yes, it does.
Damage equal to its charisma.
No, equal to his charisma.
So this, as the war pick hits, the fire leaps from the pick and towards spider number 2. This guy.
Pick picks.
Dealing 2 points of damage. Right. That is Flynt's turn. Kamar.
Alright then.
I didn't include the goblins in this initiative. Oh well, they were slow to react this round.
They were surprised, probably.
Surprised.
And probably pissed off.
Okay.
I'm also going to just assume they're the same initiative
Because
because it makes things easier.
Renlan's also pissed off.
Because I couldn't quickly find it.
Bye, Phil.
Oh, we lost the Phil for a moment there.
No, that was
Yeah,
straight
feels
up
good.
Discord, just like rebooting for some reason.
So, as Paladin's channel divinity, that's not like it doesn't have special rules or anything, does it? It's just they are just more spells, right? Or do I get them back sooner, or how does that work?
Channel Divinity is a separate thing. I think you get it back on a... Is it a long rest or a short rest? I will check. I've got thingy.
Does it count towards my spell slots? Is all I really need to know.
No,
it doesn't
Channel
use spell
Divinity
slots.
is just a class feature.
Fantastic. In that case, I
You have
will.
like so many uses a day, I want to say.
That actually sounds familiar. I think I have one.
You get it back on a short rest.
I think I have one use of it anyway. I will cast. In that case, I will completely misquote Batman movie, and I will tell them that they only adopted the dark, and I was not born to it or raised by it, but they die now because I hate them. And I cast Bane on that one, and that one.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Don't worry, the drow passes his wisdom save against that confusion spell.
It took a bit of a while to get to the point. I admit, well, not my best work, but yeah. I cast Bane on all.
It's alright, if it had taken any longer, it'd been a sleep spell.
I get it. I'm sad now.
Roll your damn
so
dice.
up to 3 creatures of your choice within range must make charisma saving throws. Whatever.
Right. Which ones are you choosing?
The 3 that are just like on us. So Spider 6, Spider 1, and Spider 2.
So with their incredible -3 bonus to this.
I chose correctly for once. I'm actually making good leadership choices.
What's the DC?
A number probably. How do I figure that out?
It's probably based on your charisma.
8 plus charisma plus your proficiency bonus.
Oh, is it just
Proficiency?
spell save DC? Makes sense. 12 apparently. That seems
12. So even with the -3, one of them still passes. The other 2, we'll say this one and this one, both fail.
How did you figure out spell save DC? Sorry.
It's 8 plus.
8 plus charisma mod plus proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
8 plus. Oh, I'm not particularly charismatic. That makes sense. And so 2 plus 2. Yeah. Okay. So it's actually right. So which one? Sorry, I wasn't actually looking at map tools.
Top and bottom.
Fail.
Yep.
Okay, so
what's the effects of this?
the effect
So what
of it
happens?
Read out my player's
is...
guide. I can't reach.
Okay, so this is
Damn it.
more for you than it's for me. Whenever a target that fails this saving throw makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, which is concentration. The target.
Sorry, my earphones got pulled out.
Okay, so
what'd you say?
it's a concentration spell, and whenever those 2 that failed make an attack or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving. So basically, they get -1 d4 to every attack and saving throw while
Like
unconscious.
an anti-bless.
Pretty much,
Ooh.
yeah.
Wait, what was this? Just out of curiosity.
Bane.
Bane.
Oh yeah. Sorry, for some reason I thought you were doing channel divinity.
It is channel divinity.
It really confused
No,
me.
it's not. It's a. Bane is just a spell.
Okay, well, okay, I'm casting Bane. That's what I'm doing. Whatever the shit I said that was wrong. I'm casting Bane.
It's basically the opposite of bless or prayer. One of the 2. All right,
I need to figure
this
out what my channel
guy.
divinity actually does then, because apparently that's not what I thought.
What oath are you, Mike?
Which one do you think?
Vengeance. No, vengeance.
I mean, there's a few you could be.
That's true.
Here you go.
Vengeance.
Here's your 2 options for channel divinity.
See, I thought my 2 options for channel divinity were Bane and Hunter's Mark. That's what I got
Those are
written
your
down.
spells that you gain for being a.
Oh.
Yeah, those are just spells on your list.
Those are the spells
and
I get.
they're always considered prepared for you.
Yeah, you
I
gain those on
see
top
where
of your
the
spells.
confusion came from. Okay, cool, thanks. That's a wall of text. I will read this quickly. I will absorb none of it because I'm reading.
Cool. Sorry, I just realized I hadn't done half one of these.
So
Right.
that
So
actually
is
does.
anything else on your
That
turn?
does actually use a spell slot then.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm okay. And that's my regular action. So I can't now prepare an attack action, can I?
That would be your
So
action.
that would be my action, right? And my reaction.
Mhm.
Okay. Can do stuff as a bonus action. Shield of Faith, is that a bonus action? Or is... Let's find out. I feel like that's bonus.
It is a bonus action.
Shield of Faith in yourself?
is it's also concentration though, so I can't do
It's
that
also
as well.
concentration.
That's fine.
Why can't you do that as well?
Because you can't
Bane is
concentrate twice.
concentration.
Can't concentrate twice.
Well, yeah, no, I
nope.
didn't realise Bane was
Yeah,
concentration.
that's fine. It's what's like the standard shit you can do as a bonus action? Anything?
Not really. It's usually character. It's class
There's-
abilities.
Okay.
Usually.
you literally have nothing you can do as a bonus action unless you have something that specifically says.
In that
costs
case,
bonus action.
even if I don't get any like intimidation effect from it, I will antagonize them once again by calling them cowards, weak, pathetic creatures, come at me, all that nonsense. All the stuff that will
You
get
don't
me killed.
You don't quite put as much time and
Yeah,
effort into it this time as you did in your last turn.
So
it doesn't seem to have any effect
Come
on
at me
them.
or some shit. I don't know.
Cobalt,
Oh god,
what are you
that's
doing?
not well my way.
Drow. What's he wearing?
He is wearing.
He is fashionable this fall, as he is putting together a
He is-
lovely ensemble.
Absolutely nothing.
He is wearing dark ebony clothing with a purple trimmed cape. Looks quite almost noble-esque, I want to say. It's not quite a robe, but it's like smarter than you'd expect traveler's gear to be. It's quite,
Specifically,
but
not metal.
as far as you can see, there is no metal.
Well, that fucks that plan up.
No, you
I
cannot
will
eat
say
up his armor.
make an investigation check. You can do this as a free action.
Investigation. Alright, that's straight D20 for me. Neat. 18.
You can actually tell that this clothing is quite bulky, bulky enough that at least for drow, who are typically they typically would wear stuff very close to the skin so as to not get in the way when they're being agile and such. And as such, you'd probably guess that there is some armor underneath that. However, you can't see it because it's covered by the clothing. It would suggest something like
What about
either leather armor, padded armor,
where
chain
I
shirt, like light armor.
flamed him? Can I kind of just see a bit through there?
That sacred flame has just kind of scarred the top. It hasn't actually destroyed anything. That was 2 damage. It was, in fact, sorry. It's radiant damage, so it's not actually affected the armor at all. It affects the skin underneath, but not the armor.
It's not worth risking that spell slot on that. I will.
Oh, will you?
Which one was Flynt attacking?
Flynt attacked this guy, and secondary attack went on this guy. Although it was very minimal on the second guy.
Range spell attack. That's no good. Flynt's next to me. Do I want to do that though? That's a bit shit.
Yes, do it. Whatever it is,
That's
do it.
using up my last second level slot. Fucking sucks only having 2 second level slots.
Get on with it.
Welcome to Lobby levels.
I feel bad for you, truly I do.
I feel
Mister, I
bad for
have
you, son.
super spells on my super sword.
I have 99 problems, but a
Actually-
level 2 spell slot isn't
Is
one.
that spells?
No,
No,
it's 2.
On the sword, I'm pretty sure you do.
Oh yeah, I do. I know one of them's like lesser.
Damn
Let's
it,
see.
Mike!
What do you want me to do? Like read my shit?
Yeah?
You
I'm
ask
a-
way too
I'm a
much.
smack this
What are you doing,
spider
Phil?
in front of me.
Go smack the spider in
I
front of
just
him.
smacked the spider in front of me. Number 1.
1? Alright.
Oh, one.
Roll your
Number
attack.
1.
Yes.
Check that my streams actually work.
That was in fact a yes.
That is a yes.
For 5 damage.
Alright. So as the spider's rearing up for an attack, you actually bring your mace You bring your mace around.
What's happened to that?
What?
Someone's fucked with the token.
They have?
There we go.
What token?
I wasn't paying attention, I didn't see it.
Oh, well done, Mike.
Wasn't me.
Just
said I wasn't paying attention.
Just like, it must have been Mike.
I mean, odds are it was, but it wasn't.
Sorry, something was turned upside down. I immediately think of Mike.
That's fair. It's easy to frame me for anything. Just turn it upside down. It's probably me.
So, as the
point.
spider is going in for an attack, you bring your mace up and slam it into the creature, actually basically busting away one of its large fangs and dinting into the top of its mouth, causing it to shriek in pain. It's still alive, but this one's looking very weak. It was probably the frailest of the bunch, so looking at it.
Oh no, what a shame. Taking off the weak.
It is now the Drow's turn.
I'm just making sure if you're attacking for these
can I just tackle at him as well? Just like, looks like your spells did jack shit.
Oh, the spell's not really had its function yet, as he says as he draws a hand crossbow and fires down at. He actually fires this at.
Just say
Sorry,
it. You're like, I don't want to do that.
I know what
No. I'm legitimately putting the thought process in my head. Right now, there's 2 dwarfs, a golem, and a very burly human. And this is a very frail weapon, like obviously designed for more for the sake of delivering poisons and such. And he's basically like choosing up his targets, like, robot, probably not gonna be that effective. 2 dwarfs, innately resistant to, and burly human, like that effective.
Covered in armor and has a shield.
He goes to.
Just saying.
To be fair, I'm not a robot.
He goes for the nearest target.
I'm not a robot. I'm just a man.
Well, you're a golem. Sorry. To an unknowing observer, you look like a golem.
That's fine,
so to speak.
just point out.
That's fine, but in his frame of mind.
No, I get what you're saying.
So who are you shooting?
So
me.
He is going to shoot at Cobalt,
Ding.
Which is 17 on the attack. That's a miss, I believe.
Ring his head like a bell.
Yeah. So the crossbow bolt basically just slams into your armor and ricochets off. You hear him just go in annoyance.
I just kind of go, you're going to have to try harder than that. Like, this armor ain't for show.
Faux show.
He will
Faux shizzle, my rizzle.
Oh, she's a man.
He just then brings up his other hand, kind of points at Cobalt, and you just feel a slight shiver go down your spine, as if something.
I can't check that because I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
Yeah, go for it.
Do I actually have Arcana? No, of course I don't.
Arcana.
7.
I hardly know her.
7. You don't recognise what this is. However, as he gets his attack off, so does his pet spider, which then bites at you.
Which spider?
Hi, spider.
That would be number 6.
Aha, it's got a minus D4.
It does have a minus D4 on this attack roll. Let's see, what's its bite? It is going to miss in the attack anyway. Actually, no.
I help.
Both of these got advantage because Phil is covered in fairy fire. Sorry.
They're all covered in fairy fire.
I'm not.
The advantage on the drow doesn't do anything. The advantage on the spider, however, does. That's a 23 to hit, minus 1d4. So that goes down to 20, so you've got 21 AC. You just...
Then yeah, I won't shield.
So, yeah, as the spider comes in, you just manage to pick up your own shield and basically... your back's bent as this thing is basically on top of you, attempting to bite at you. Quite a bit bearing down and you're forcing your attention away from the other one that's near you. You also notice that this spider is obviously much better trained as the other ones, as it is basically agile enough to get 2 attacks in the time that the other ones all get 1 attack.
Oh.
Renlan, your turn.
Right, well, it seems like most of the spiders have gone one way.
all of them are going towards the group up top, it would seem. 2 of them have stopped to seemingly do a ranged attack of some sort, but all of them were moving away from you anyway.
I'm pretty sure that the loud noise that our little friend Anwar here has made is going to at least attract some attention, so might as well damage them before they get over here, so I'm going to attack spider number 3. 16?
This guy. What's the range on that?
120 feet. Eldritch Blast.
100 feet down, 65 feet
120.
across. I would say that's just within your range. If he moves, it's going to move out of your range, though.
Okay.
16 is a hit.
Nice. 9 force damage.
Nice.
Okay. So, as this spider moves back to its standing stance after its strange range attack, it's suddenly slammed in the arsehole by this strange green orb that shatters on impact. It lets out a shriek. Kind of looks back at the group.
Yeah, I say to Anwar, it's like, well, you basically attracted his attention. Might as well kill it before it gets here.
Not to disagree with you, but I think you got its attention.
You do notice that none of them will go paying attention to you, even with the bullet going off. Like there's easier prey. Like they were all focused on this group over here.
Oh yeah, but as far as Renlan is concerned, if there's anyone at fault here, it's clearly not him because how would you
That's fair.
mistake?
It's obviously, it's obviously Stuhl's fault.
Speaking of,
No way.
Stuhl just kind of looks around. That's his turn. Eldith is restrained, but she can still attack, so she's going to swing twice at this guy, number 2. Where is her little sheet? There it is. Literally right in front of my nose. That's 2 hits.
Nice.
She is swinging with her shield out, so she's only one-handed. She does 9 points of damage as her hammer basically slams into the spider. You can hear the cracking of bone beneath it on the second hit. But it is still standing and looking pretty strong.
It's fair.
It is now the spider's turns.
I remember when
These 2 dash in.
Oh.
Yeah, as I did say, like they're all head of this group. It's easier targets. Like the innate animal kind of impulses wouldn't take it away from the group. Like you'd go for the flank, for the surround kind of thing. Won't go alone for the new targets. So these 3 are all going to bite at 1 individual each. 1 for Cobalt, 1 for Flynt, and 1 for Kamar. The 1 for Kamar doesn't have advantage, but the other 2 do.
It was a fairy fire.
1 for Cobalt.
Remember that 2 of them have.
Yep, I've got that. Don't worry. Either way, the top one that goes for Cobalt misses. The second one that goes for Flynt, this one isn't baned, gets a natural 20, and the one that goes for Kamar rolls a 3. So even with the bane, even without the bane, misses. However, the one that was going for Flynt does.
Hooray! I'm useful.
Does 8 points of damage. Flynt rolls a Constitution save with advantage because he's a dwarf.
Good.
That's a natural 20. So he resists the poison damage. Doop, doop, doop. That is it. So he just takes the... I said 8, didn't I? Points of damage. Alright. It is now...
Did anyone else see my
Turvey's turn.
camera be weird?
The camera weird?
Turvey, again, just is... Turvey is not really sure what to do, so he's going to hold his turn. The goblins have both kind of jumped back in surprise from this loud gunshot firing, and both kind of move around. Both of them actually swing underneath the web so as to get closer to Anwar, and basically hang on the web underneath, basically looking up in curiosity at him and muttering things to themselves. In fact, one of them does what's his name? Yuck yuck. The Thinner, the talker of the group, kind of raps on Anwar's ankle and says, "What's that? That made a lot of noise. Is that some sort of weapon?" And that's their turn. Anwar, your turn.
Well, fuck those guys. You know what? Fuck it. I was going to move closer to Spider 3, but if I do that, I would risk knocking either myself or one of the goblins or Turvey or Stool.
For what it's worth, the webbings are close enough that you could just climb up onto another one if you wanted to. It basically counts as difficult terrain, but gets you would get you higher. Bearing in mind that you are 100 feet lower than the other group.
That's true. So I'm just trying to figure out like how much of my movement that would take to climb that far, considering I'm not really going to climb.
So it's difficult terrain, so basically just half your movement when you're going upwards.
Okay. Can I move
So far away.
10 feet upwards then?
Yeah, so that's 20 foot. So, yeah, you're now 10 feet higher than the rest of the group.
Okay.
We'll say, for all intents and purposes, just to make things easier, you're on that.
Cool. I am then going to take a shoot at this one. Take a shoot at Spider Fruit. 3.
At which one?
3. Spider 3.
3. So you're 90 feet down, 95 feet away. 150, isn't it, you said?
150 is the short range, yeah.
Right, I'll say you're in range of that. I'm not going to bother doing my Pythagoras theorem to figure it
No
out.
trigonometry and no
Where the hypotenuse equals
dumb
sum square,
misses.
I mean two sides.
Please, no dumb misses. 18.
18. Even with the slight cover bonus it has for just due to the distance and the darkness and all those kind of factors, you still manage to get a hit on it. The bullet sinks in for 10 piercing
and 3 thunder damage.
3 thunder? Alright. So, of course, yeah, you've got unlimited thunder damage on yours. Don't you?
For as long as I have ammo, and also it uses up my bonus action as well.
This is his boomstick. Makes boom.
So actually, as
Chicky boom boom.
As this spider rushes in on Eldith, there is another loud bang, and it is basically propelled off the webbing and curls up in the typical dead spider shape as it tumbles to the darkness below.
Look at it tumbling gracefully through the air like a ballerina.
They're actually quite weak.
That one's been hit before.
I do actually.
Oh my god, stop dying.
Alright. I'm trying. Don't worry, I'll bring my germs to you tomorrow. Flynt is going to... Oh, sorry, you didn't want to move or anything. No, you've done your movement, you've done your action, done bonus, so that's your turn.
And I can't teleport for some reason.
Flynt is going to swing again at the same one, using the green flame again, because why not? He swings, he misses.
Upside down.
You've only just noticed
Now he notices.
that.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
I've had him off screen most of the time because he's not actually really doing anything.
I mean, it's been shooting and stuff. He's been taking his turn. Flynt unfortunately misses as the spider rears up again, and he basically has to back away in order to dodge a slight feint, a slight attack feint. Kamar, your turn.
Okay, is Channel Divinity concentration?
No.
Now that I know what it does.
No, Channel Divinity is
no, it's a one-off
concentration. No, it's
effect.
just this happens now.
Then I will. I will.
What the fuck have you
Vow
done? Stop messing with my tokens. I don't even know how you did that.
I don't even know how you did that. You just did it. Yeah, I will. Okay.
Sorry, carry on.
So that guy and that guy is still baned, correct? So Spider 6 and
no, it's top and bottom.
So Spider 6 and Spider 2 are baned.
Yes.
Okay, because I thought it was 1 and 6. Okay, that's fine.
And this one.
Okay, whatever, that's fine. In that case, Spider 1 and Spider 4 have either been hit yet?
Yes.
Wait, which one's been hit?
Spider 1 is actually looking very weak right now. Spider 4 has not been hit.
Okay, well clearly they got that. I will vow of enmity, if that's even how you pronounce that, I have no idea. This one.
Okay. In that case, it needs to make a wisdom save.
No, it's just he gains advantage.
No, wait, that's you just gain attack. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
I just have advantage for the next minute.
All right.
Or until it drops to 0 hit points or falls unconscious.
Cool. Which case? So yeah, is that bonus action or is that?
That's a bonus
still?
action, apparently.
Brilliant. Oh yeah, as a bonus action.
Yep.
It's right there.
So now I'm gonna smack it with the Dawnbringer, which we discussed is at a +7 because it's kind of ridiculous, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sounds about right.
Well, bear in mind, it's kind of ridiculous also with your min-max strength.
Just what?
Strength is kind of standard.
It's also a
for
case of
his
you're
character.
robbing.
+4 is pretty min-maxed for a first level
Watch
character.
this.
+4 is impossible for a first level character.
Watch this miss.
No, it's not.
Okay,
It's 18.
It didn't miss. There we
It's
go.
the highest you
No,
can get.
17 is the
Oh,
highest
sorry,
you can get.
+4 just to the modifier, right? Yes.
Well, bear in mind, including his racial abilities.
Yeah, 17.
Still
The highest
impossible.
you can get from point by is 15.
It's been a while since I made a Either way,
19.
19 is a hit.
Okay, and...
Do you want to roll again just in case it's
oh,
correct?
right, yeah, of course.
'Cause
I forgot I literally just gave myself advantage. Nah, I didn't.
Either way, it's a hit.
Yep.
So roll your damage.
Okay, so this is the one that I didn't quite understand, because it only does radiant damage against fiends and undead. Is it a fiend?
Nope, it's not undead.
Okay.
Fiends are
Undead.
Fiends are
demons
like
and
devils.
like otherworldly
Ooh.
patron.
So is
Yeah.
this still
And,
1d8 plus 5? Because that's the thing I was like...
plus your strength modifier, +1 for.
I think
+1 for
plus
Dawnbringer?
2.
I thought it was a +2.
+2.
It's a
It's
plus
+2
2,
for
yeah.
That works. I can believe that.
So,
It deals
so yeah,
radiant
so-
damage instead of slashing damage, though.
no, it doesn't. It does an additional 1d8 radiant.
But
against
the damage, the actual damage it deals is radiant instead of slashing, because the blade itself is made of light.
I think Matt's right about that. I'll just double check
since
since there is unsureness, but I think Matt's right.
I don't think it does.
The thing you linked has it on that. Has it that at least?
Does it?
Yeah.
Like, where?
Use a bonus action to call forth and extinguish the blade, which deals damage as a longsword, but deals radiant damage instead of slashing damage, and has the finesse buff.
Okay, I was looking at the bullet points underneath, which is why I didn't see that. Never mind.
We'll say radiant damage anyway, 'cause it makes sense.
radiant
It's
damage,
not a
yeah.
couple or
Right,
a
it says right there. Radiant damage. Okay, cool. So,
Alright.
1d8 plus 7.
Yep.
14.
So 14.
Nice.
As the blade catches in, you can actually see the creature almost seems to burst into a white flame just as the blade touches it, and it shrieks in pain, but is still standing and looking fairly healthy,
That's fine.
like relatively healthy.
I didn't attack it because I thought it was weak, so I figured to take
That's
more
fair.
than one swing.
Anything else?
That's my action. That's my bonus action. I tell them that their mother was a hamster, and that's the end of the turn.
All the spiders are shocked, but they say your father smells of elderberries.
Oh
Nonetheless.
shit!
Cobalt.
Perfect counter.
Huh. I hit spider number 1.
All right. That's this one.
I actually just realised.
Pardon me. Sorry?
I actually also just realised I should have been at disadvantage when I attacked it last time. Actually, that should be disadvantage.
Oh, because of your hand. Yeah.
But I've remembered this time.
Yeah, we'll say for future. It doesn't matter if you forget every so often.
7.
I trust you to be honest with it. So yeah.
So, yeah.
You bring the mace around this time, but are just unable to get an angle at it, especially with this other one rearing on top of you. It's just really hard to get an angle on another one.
I will continue to taunt the drow. Let's go.
Of course.
You escaped once, you know. I mean, what makes you think you could even capture us and keep us?
I can only do that if I can hit you with the damn crossbow darts. He says as he loads another dart and fires at you.
And still.
That's 26 on the to hit.
Shield. He misses.
Shield only knocks you up to 25.
No, shield puts me up to 26.
Isn't shield plus 4?
Plus
Is it
5.
The little
I'm on
dumb.
21 AC.
Not that I'm doubting you, but I'm just going to double check.
Yes.
I know it used to be plus 4.
Plus
Though,
five.
How is
that's
your
probably-
shield giving you
plus
+5 rather than +2?
No, the spell shield.
No, the spell
spell
shield.
shield.
Oh, right. I thought
Because
spell shield was
it used to
+4.
be- No,
No,
it used to be
+5.
in Pathfinder. It's +4.
Definitely
It's +5 at the moment.
Definitely +5.
Yeah, you're right. It is
Fair enough.
+5.
Sorry,
Utter
26.
bullshit.
Apologies.
He would actually still hit, so I wouldn't bother if that was.
Fair. Oh yeah, because it's 26 to 26.
Yeah, because he has to match
So yeah,
my
that
AC.
hits.
I should go.
Roll me a Constitution save.
Is this for disease?
This is against poison.
I'm immune to disease, not poison. Well, shit.
Because those two.
See,
That was one. That was one thing I was really insistent on when we started making characters, because I didn't. Considering the drow kidnapped you, it makes it a lot easier for you. Can fall victim to their poison.
I think we said I kind of got captured by virtue of Flynt was in such a state. Was the thing, if that was the case though, but
if you're not immune to poison, I'm pretty sure you just
I'm
got
not
put
immune
down to the poison.
I don't think I am immune to
Passed it anyway.
Yeah, you're immune to disease,
that's
and you don't need to eat. But
Even
you
I'm
do
immune
not
to
poison.
disease.
or breathe.
You do take 7 points of damage just from the crossbow bolt. Actually, sorry, Hunter's Mark. You take
Wow, rude.
12 points of damage from that.
Yeah.
Wow,
I think
rude.
what happened was when I made you, I forgot to install the poison immunity into you. I'm sorry.
I just kind of look at the arrow sticking out and go, I mean, well, if that's how we're playing it.
At which point the spider then also attacks you. And that's going to be a 23,
Which
is going to be a hit unless you want to shield.
I absolutely would.
So you
Spider pulls the arrow
with
free.
the spider bearing down on you, it kind of goes to dig its teeth into your neck. However, a quick prayer and a very corporeal glowing shield just appears, basically like a neckband, making this creature of spite of miss.
So until it gets back to me, my AC is 26.
Renlan.
Right, so considering Turvey and Stool are very tiny, can I actually get past them on the webbing? Because bear in mind, he said the webbing was a bit wide, so
it's awkward.
Not that wide.
But yes, I'll say they basically count as difficult terrain.
Oh,
Like they slow you down, but you can get past them. 25.
so that's actually 30 in total.
Sorry, that's 30. Yeah.
That's as far as I can go. Can I even get any of these? I forget what range we managed to get to.
So you're still 100 foot down as well. So what's the range? It's 120 feet, isn't it? So that's 90 feet and 100. I'd say that's out of your range, unfortunately.
Okay, I will just continue. And am I still at difficult terrain?
You're not difficult terrain when you're not going through them. If you're going upwards, you're at difficult terrain.
No, I'm just
But
gonna.
as long as you're
I'm not
going
gonna do
along.
any climbing. I'm just gonna move along the entirety of the webbing and just see if I can get a better line of sight on them, better angle. I'll be
All right. Will you move? You move along the webbing. Stool, unsure of what to do, but seeing an ally going away from the loud banging noise is gonna follow you.
I've got some all over me. Damn it!
Got some stool in your
Eldith is gonna swing at spider number 2. Number 2. Yeah, this is the one she was fighting before, so it makes sense. She gets a crit and a miss. So basically, she hits twice. Although she didn't get a strength bonus the second time, I guess. Which she doesn't have anything of anyhow. So that's 10 damage to spider number 2. As she brings her mace up, or her warhammer up, and slams it straight into the spider's mouth, causing it to rear backwards in pain, which incidentally causes it to just accidentally dodge a second swing. The spiders then bear in on you guys. That'll be 1 attack on Cobalt, 1 attack on Flynt, 1 attack on Kamar, and 1 attack on Eldith. 1 for each of you. Cobalt, you are still fairy fired.
I also still have shield.
Yep, so either way, that's a miss. Flynt is also fairy fired.
And Bane as well,
That's
remember?
And Bane as well.
This one doesn't have Bane.
Oh, okay. But when it applies, remember it exists.
Yep. Sorry, Flynt with his 4 different ACs, that's a hit.
4 different
Roll
ACs.
damage in a minute. Kamar.
Yeah, 4 different ACs. What's wrong with that?
Yep. That's a
To be
23,
fair, I have
which I
like
believe is a
4
hit on
different
you.
ACs as well.
Yep. You've got 2 with or without your shield. Flynt has 4 with or without his shield and with or without his stone sorcerer ability.
But mine's also with or without my forged cleric thing.
I forgot about that. Of course,
because I think I use it every day, so I think it's very little reason to not count it. But
I don't think I bothered writing it down.
You haven't, because it doesn't apply to me at the moment, because that's on my old set of armor, which I would have started the day with.
Did you say I got hit?
Yep. Yes, Kamar got hit, and Eldith.
Alright. How much damage did I do?
Got missed. 2 seconds. I'm going to need you to roll me a Constitution save.
Yeah, because
Flynt also needs to roll this.
Concentration.
Constitution. Oh, I'll need 2 then. I need 2 Constitution.
Although, unless it does 0 damage to me, because I've got resistance to physical hits.
You typically still have to make a concentration check anyway.
Really? I thought like even take 0 damage.
No.
Either way, resistance won't lower it down below 1.
Okay.
It's always round up to 1.
I thought you could lower it down to 0.
Resistance rounds down, I think.
Resistance specific says round down.
I've always minimumed it 1. I don't know if that's necessarily in the rules, but I've done that for monsters and you guys, so I'm gonna just keep
it's not resistance, it's reduced by 3.
Oh, of course, you've actually got damage reduction, not resistance.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one isn't minimum.
So I mean, at the very least, that can go to 0. So.
However, I will say now that he does at least 1 damage just for this bonus, so still roll it. Flynt passes.
2 con saves.
Flynt takes 8 points of damage.
I need to get con saving throws.
Flynt is looking rough.
Who is, sorry?
Flynt. So which one you do your spider poison save first, then your concentration.
Okay.
Just so we've got
just making sure I haven't got anything that gives me advantage or some shit. Doesn't look like it.
Don't think so.
I don't think so. Just worth checking.
Worth checking.
So this is the poison first, you say?
Yep.
Wow, that one.
That's a fail.
Great. And concentration.
Okay. And then the concentration.
That's a fail as well, I guess. So
yes.
Bane falls off. Oh, there's a whole host of
Bane does fall off. And you take... Actually didn't realise that. Sorry, Flynt does actually take half the damage, even on a pass for the poison, so takes another 5. So he's actually down to 5 health now.
Whoa.
Oh dear.
Mike, you, or Kamar even, you take 6 points of piercing, which is down to 3, and then 7 points of poison.
So 10 overall.
So 10 total.
I'm on 16 health.
Ouch.
16.
I am also disease proof, not poison proof.
Yep.
Oh, you're all
I believe you might get poison proof later, so paladin. I can't remember.
I think it's one of the things you get at higher levels.
Turvey kind of sees Renlan going off in one direction, Anwar going up in another. Kind of looks down at the 2 goblins and fancies his chances better if he follows somebody, and so climbs up after Anwar. It is then the goblins, who both just kind of look at each other and just kind of hang there like monkeys, not fully sure what to do, but seemingly taking enjoyment in just watching this situation unfold.
I imagine it's not too busy down here. Whose go is it?
It's got really quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah, like Beanie's gone completely silent.
Beanie, if you can hear us, you're muted.
He's talking, but we can't hear anything.
Nope. All right.
Did you accidentally hit your mute button?
Probably talking to his
2 seconds.
Oh.
No, it's a meet.
Oh, I'm just talking to my stream because like when one camera goes off, everything goes out of sync.
Yep, I know.
All right, there we go.
All right, can everybody hear me?
Yeah, you're a bit jerky.
What happened there?
Sorry, my microphone cord just got pulled out slightly, probably when I was going for my dice, and so I've got to restart Discord whenever that happens because I can't just replay.
Make sure your stream's fine. OBS isn't like that either. Check your stream's fine.
OBS is picking me up fine. I looked at that at the same time.
Cool.
All right. So it's now Cobalt's turn.
It's Cobalt's turn.
Not Cobalt. Sorry, not Cobalt. Anwar's turn. Sorry.
Okay, Anwar is going to move 5, 10, 25 feet along the webbing. And
They have 8 feet.
take a shot at Spider 4.
Spider number 4. That's this guy. All right.
And
Roll your attack.
One sec.
So I was just checking ranges.
17.
I would say that unfortunately, just due to the awkwardness of the darkness, the distance, and just the general lack of sight you have on these things, unfortunately, the cover bonus is just enough to mean that is a miss. You shoot up, and it just doesn't seem the creature is where you expect it to be, and so the bullet flies past.
Am I able to tell how close I need to be to something before I stop getting that penalty?
Within your dark vision range.
Okay.
Like, bearing in mind you're seeing this thing through their light source, which is about 150, 180 feet away from you right now. I don't know if you've ever seen a distant light source before, but it's not. It's kind of hard to see the things around that. It's like seeing a candle in the darkness. You don't necessarily see everything around the candle. You just see the light.
Okay.
You get that.
So anything else?
No, that's me done.
Actually, again, that's your move. You're attacking your bonus, isn't it? So Flynt is going to swing again at.
Back in just a second. Just need a moment.
All right. He's going to swing at spider number 1.
Good man.
That's a hit, and it's only 1 health, so he does enough damage to. He swings his pick down, and it splatters through the creature's brain. The green flame again appearing on the pick beforehand and leaping to spider number 2, and almost being enough to kill that. The first spider then just kind of rears backwards, collapses, and falls off the webbing. It is then back to the top. Kamar.
Okay. Continue to. Oh wait, no, these aren't baned anymore. Which of these looks like wounded, if either, like of these 3 spiders here?
Of the spiders?
Yeah.
Okay,
I know
every single one of them, I think.
Okay, which is?
No, sorry, spider number 5, whichever that one is.
There is no spider number 5.
Why is there no spider number 5?
Did we kill spider number 5?
Nope, I'm just making things up. Ignore me.
Oh.
Yep.
I mean, there's a spider number 6.
I've got 1 down as spider pet, since it's the animal companion, and that's just thrown off my calculations a bit. Yeah. So that's right. 2 and 4 are both injured. In fact, 2 is looking very wounded.
I was attacking spider 4, and that's the one I vowed. So let's continue with that.
Yep.
So
Alright, you have advantage on this.
I Dawnbringer it in the face. Nah, I won't smite or anything. Should be fine. 12. Can I add inspiration to that?
Yeah, it's a d20 roll. Bear in mind, advantage, so roll again before you use your inspiration.
Why do I even bother using this? I don't even remember after. Wow. Really?
That's what you get, Mike.
Well done.
I mean, at least you get to choose. You get choice this time. You get to choose which one you want.
Alright, so it's a d4, right?
Yep.
How many inspirations do you have?
I had 3.
It's got 1 more left now.
13!
So just so you know, these things have an AC of 14. You literally need anything other than a 1. So unfortunately, as you bring
Dawnbringer,
not Radiance, Dawnbringer around, the spider this time wised up that the light is painful and backs away, scuttling back in afterwards to go for its attack.
Worth, am I misremembering, or does Dawnbringer's light count as sunlight?
It does count as sunlight.
It does count as sunlight. Fortunately for the drow, he is kind of just on the edge of it, so I'm kind of ignoring its sunlight sensitivity. Admit I'd kind of forgotten, but he's also on the edge of it, so I'm going to The spiders
I just didn't know if
themselves
the spiders
don't have...
had anything relating to that, was all.
Spiders surprisingly do not have sunlight sensitivity, I don't believe. Nope. Seems weird. You'd think they would, but there's a lot of surf spiders as well, I guess. A lot of forest spiders, so I guess it's supposed to be generic. Cobalt, your turn.
So how's everything looking generally? Like, all the spiders are looking quite wounded, I think.
This one is looking uninjured. This one is bloodied, about half health, and this one is about ready to collapse.
And the drow's barely touched, and Flint's on the verge of dying.
The drow hasn't been hit once.
Hey!
Oh, sorry, no, he has. Sorry,
Hey.
He has been hit.
He's been hit
Not
exactly
being hit.
once.
Not being hit, my behind.
Who wouldn't want to hit on your behind?
Oof. Just for you,
I
Mike.
see.
Just for you.
Oof.
I will. How does that? That's based on me hitting, I think, isn't it? I can't
Just
spell
hit
it.
the damn thing.
I can't hit the damn thing. That's the issue. Why can't I?
Sorry,
Just a spider.
You're just a spider.
No,
that is quite
actually,
I'm scared of Laurie right now.
That might be useful if I could hit it.
That's my problem right now. Like, yeah, if I could hit, these things would be great.
Yeah, the issue is I'm guaranteed to be at disadvantage, so, and I don't have +7 to my 2 hit. Which is kind of... So, I will instead your wounds on Flynt.
Alright. How much you heal?
He heals. What is my spellcasting modifier?
I don't know, what is it?
+2.
What even are you?
Cleric.
Like, oh, okay.
Oh, fuck off.
These rolls.
Fuck right off.
We're getting some pro rolls going on.
Flynt kind of
3.
Flynt kind of looks at you and says, "Thanks, but a bit more next time, please."
Should have stopped there. Thanks, but. Oh, my OBS died. You guys still hear me?
Yeah.
I can still hear you fine.
Okay.
I just kind of sigh and go, I should have just fucking smited the damn thing.
It is now the drow's turn. He loads in another crossbow bolt and says, "I'd be happy if you'd just fall unconscious this time, please."
could you
Fucking try it.
just die? Okay?
He's like, please,
Is that
just
cool?
accept the poison.
That's 25 to hit. So are you shielding? Okay. How many of them do you have left now?
I've got more of them. That is all that matters. I'm keeping track.
Fair enough. You are keeping. Fair enough. I was gonna say, 'cause you've used a cure now. You've used 2 shields.
This is the second shield, yeah.
Radiant Fire is cantrip,
Sacred
isn't it?
Flames are cantrip, yeah.
Sacred Flames. Yeah. All right. In that case, the crossbow bolt. You bring up your arm at the last minute, and or basically just cast a spell, enforcing your current shield as a larger shield of light just appears over it, and the bolt deflects off it. However, his spider does rear into to you at the same time. That's not a nat 20, so it misses.
Neat.
It is then.
It's my turn, isn't it?
Sorry, just thinking, is he going to do anything first? Just double check. I'm pretty sure it's an action to cast, but. Yeah, one action. Just ignore me. Now it's Renlan. Also, welcome back, Matt. What are you doing, Laurie?
Alright.
Hello.
Hello.
Bonjour.
Can I hit him from here? 60 feet.
60, 100 feet away. I would say that you're literally on the edge of your range. I'll allow you to attack, but this is going to be at disadvantage just due to the conditions.
15 then, at disadvantage.
15's a hit. That's it.
11 force damage.
So, number 2. So, there is another shattering sound as another green orb just out of nowhere seems to slam this spider on the bottom of its stomach. And it rears, shrieks, and collapses. Boop. Another spider down.
Eat, shoots, and leaves.
Anything else?
This gives me my my temporary HP shield, and then that's my turn. I just need to figure out what it is.
Okay. Just remember that the temporary HP, I think this is the only temporary HP you've got, but remember it doesn't stack with other temporary HP.
Yeah, this is the first time I've killed something today. Let me have this.
Fair enough. I'm just reminding you, because I remember we had this conversation a long time ago, so I just didn't know if you remembered. Stool. Waddle, 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 waddle. Eldif swings turns around and swings her hammer at the one that Kamar is currently attacking. That's a crit and a hit. She is doing bloody well this combat. That's 3d8 damage.
Better than some of us.
I've been doing okay. It's the last time I missed.
It's not you I was taking a dig at, it was me.
Yeah, but usually I miss everything.
3 health.
On the plus side, her crit is a whole 2 damage.
Oh, man.
But the other one is 6, so that's 8 total. On number 4, which is not enough to kill. It is looking pretty damn weak though now. And it is Spider's turn. Still well trained enough that it's ignoring the pain. The spider is still going in for Kamar. Roll on the bloody thing. 18 is a miss. Actually, is 18 a hit on you? It's just a hit, isn't it? So he hits. Roll me a Constitution save.
Is Kamar not using a shield?
I'm using a shield, yeah. My AC is 18.
Yes, but 18 with shield.
My AC is 18.
16 without shield, 18 with.
Plate, aren't you? Yeah.
So, what am I wrong, sorry?
Roll me a Constitution save.
Con save, you say?
Yeah.
I feel like I should have, like, this as a saving throw. I don't.
No, you get strength and charisma as
20.
paladins. I believe. That'll pass it. So you take 7 points, knocked down to 3 of piercing, so 4 points of piercing damage and 4 points of poison damage.
4 points of piercing.
So 8 total.
Okay.
So Kamar is now down to 8 hit points. The other spider goes in for Cobalt, who is still verified but has his shield, so his AC is currently 26. Those aren't nat 20s, so it misses. Turvy, again, is following Anwar. Goblins pull themselves up and take a seat. It's much more comfy to watch that way.
Us Swift and Edmund have
Anwar.
to stick together.
Anwar, what are you doing?
So at the moment, that's not me.
It'll say under the warlock class feature, Laurie.
That's 80 feet. So I'm currently 90 feet below them, aren't I?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second.
90 and 80. Are you actually doing the trigonometry too?
Yes, if I move 5 feet towards them, they're within 120 feet of me.
Fair enough.
I'm going to move the full 25 feet up.
Fair enough.
And
I will accept your science.
I'm going to take a shot at Spitter 4.
Shots.
Roll your attack.
Boom! Wait a sec. No, that's the spider. Don't want to run the background spider. Kaboom! Oh, never mind.
Nice.
20.
I mean, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. So you'll have to roll whatever extra damage you do. Just roll the extra dice, and we'll add what you've already rolled there.
Does that not actually take
this takes into account it, or I've automatically got it, so if I crit, it'll roll all the dice twice.
Otherwise, he somehow rolled a 13 on a d8.
It's 2d6. That's 3.
Well, to be fair, he did 15 on his last attack's damage with only rolling a 17. So
21 damage.
Fair enough.
So 21. So the bullet slams through spider number 4 and actually lifts it off the ground with the force of the shot, and seems to almost slam it into its buddy. However, it is only really a bump, and it doesn't cause anyone any trouble as the original spider goes tumbling off into the darkness.
Bye.
Spider number 4 is dead. There is currently only 1 spider and 1 drow left standing. And it is Flint's turn. Flynt is going to turn and swing at this spider. He's also going to use his booming blade. That's a hit. 7 points of damage, and if the creature moves, it takes more damage. Flynt to Kamar.
Okay. My go?
Yep.
Is there enough space for me to like move here and attack through?
Where are you?
I was there.
No, this is a single file webbing,
Okay,
unfortunately.
so...
You can move through them at using it as difficult terrain, but you can't be alongside them.
Is there enough? Can I reach it if I go like all the way through?
So you could go there, but that's all your
That's
movement.
fine, because that's... Wait, do I have
You've got 30 foot movement.
30 feet or 25?
You should have 30. You've
I have
not
30,
got anything
okay.
that low as yours at the moment.
I'm wearing heavy
Doesn't
armor is the only reason.
Am I thinking
Yeah, but
Pathfinder
you're
again?
strong enough that you don't get any penalties.
Oh.
You're thinking Pathfinder.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, doesn't
Like-
heavy plate give you down to 25? But yeah, that's Pathfinder thing.
In
It's
D&D,
only
as
you're not
long as you have the
strong
relevant
enough.
strength, you're fine.
So my speed's 25 at the moment, but I'm wearing full plate.
Yeah. Alright, so
I
you swing your attack.
this is actually the one I vow of enmity.
No,
I
it's
thought it
not.
was.
The one that you vow of enmity has just been killed by the bullet.
Well, guys, come on now. Why you gotta be like that? Okay, sorry, I just attack in regular style.
Okay. Rolls your attack.
Blah. Yeah, I'll take it.
That's a hit.
I'll take it. And blah. 10 damage. Not bad. Could be better, but
So you step up. Stumble past Flynt and Cobalt, and kind of bring Dornbring around, catching the hilt of your shield arm in order to put extra force in as you basically slam it and pierce into the spider. The spider shrieks in pain as it basically is engulfed in white flames that erupt from the attack, and kind of backs away from the blade. However, it is still standing, although looking incredibly, incredibly wounded.
I want to pull its legs off and hit them with it.
You sadistic little toddler, you.
Yeah.
Cobalt.
I'm basically a giant angry baby. Gross. With magic powers and a sword that can cut through steel.
You're a giant angry baby wielding a sword, baby.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing, Phil.
How wounded does this spider look? Sorry.
Very. You're fairly confident that a single swing, even from you, could finish this thing off.
Right. I'm going to trust in my party to deal with that. And... Oh my, yes. Oh my, yes, indeed.
I mean, he is higher than you.
That's fine. He's not going to be high enough that it puts him out of rage for what I'm thinking.
What you casting?
Hold person!
Okay.
60 feet range, so he's within range. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
You know, for
Yes,
a
he
cleric, you have a
does.
lot of wizard magics.
The hold person is on the cleric spell list.
Wizard
Person, I
magic.
believe, has the charm subtype.
Nope, paralyzed. Paralyzed is not charms.
Wizard magic.
Yeah, because you can't really do anything when you're grabbed by a whole person.
Magical robot.
I realise,
No,
but
it's like
it's
sleep's a charm spell, and you don't charm them if you're asleep.
yeah. Like just because it's person.
Doesn't
I
say
believe
anything
you.
about if you're immune to
Yeah,
being charmed.
it's
So.
it's an enchantment, but it's not charm.
Yeah, I
Because
believe-
if you're charmed,
Sorry, it's incredibly
it sort of
vague on what
focuses
that
your
is.
view and everything, whereas you can still look around and say whatever you want when you're in a whole person. You just can't move.
Yeah, it doesn't cause a charmed condition, so I don't think charm sort of affect it.
Sorry, 2 seconds.
I'm guessing because he's a drow, he's resistant to.
You're right. There is actually a condition charm, so we'll just assume that it's it doesn't it's not that. So yeah, all right. In which case,
Wisdom save then. DC
Yep. What's DC?
12? 12.
12. That's not on the rug, which is annoying because that would have been a pass. That's a 12.
Mother
Exactly.
fucker.
So
I can't wait until
Even-
that goes up.
there is a white glow that appears around him, and he just kind of looks at it, looks a bit discomforted for a few seconds, closes his eyes as if to concentrate, and it just dissipates.
I just kind of sigh.
Let's sigh.
I just kind of, well, this just sums up my day so far.
Why, you just can't grab what you want?
Failure after failure.
Aw, it's okay, honey.
Pat.
He then turns to you and says, "That is a good idea, though. Thank you." And at which point he turns and runs, using 30 foot of his movement to get a bit of distance, and then using the webbing itself and his action to basically try and hide.
Oh, shit.
Fortunately, that 2 points of damage you did fucked up his pass without a trace spell, so he doesn't get his +10 bonus to his stealth.
Also, wait. Oh, never mind. No, I was about to say, didn't he get booming blade? But no, that was a spider.
That was a spider. Yeah. He does get his +8 on this though, so that's in that one. You can still see him. He is the guy holding a leaf in front of his face right now.
So whereabouts?
Determined you can't see him. He has gone. Did I move him? No, I didn't move him. So he's gone.
To be fair, I assume I can no longer see him at this point anyway.
He is out of your range of sight, and Kamar.
He's out of the light, is the thing. So
he probably thinks he's doing
with
amazing.
His bad stealth.
It's like, oh yes, I'm such a pro.
Renlan, your turn.
He's a pro at stealth while running into the room full of rakes and
now I actually can't.
Fuck off, Sideshow Bob.
I actually can't get in range from this, so I'll just say, looks like they've got it handled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I use? I know there are there are actual spells for this, but can I actually just sort of summon the Eldritch Blast spell in my hand so it's constantly glowing? As in, kind of like readying it.
No.
As in, so people be able to see where I am.
You can ready it. You can basically. I would say yes. It won't give you any effect other than the fact that you can obviously see it there. But yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I should. Sorry, what?
Yeah. For what it's worth, you will have to loose it at something, whether that is just into the air at no target or something. But it is now corporeal, effectively. Like it is. It has to be used. We'll say. Same as I said with Mike's Smite.
I just want to basically summon it in my hand and hold it kind of near my head, so that when they eventually look in this direction, they'll probably recognise that it's me, and then I'll just sort of
shoot at them.
I'll just sort of wait.
All right. Stool carries on waddling, which is unfortunate as it causes him to bump into you and kind of back up, shake, as he realises that he's just bumped into you and just kind of looks up at you, not quite sure what to do. Eldith is going to make a strength check to get out of the webbing.
Oh yeah.
She fails. The spider, in its death throes, is going to attempt to buy time for its master to get away and bites at Cobalt, who is still fairy fired.
Sure am.
That is 16, which is going to be a miss. Turvy, still following Anwar. The goblins, trying to figure out how to make popcorn. Anwar.
Good use of the time. Moving another 25 feet forward.
They're navigators, not fighters.
Moving another 25 feet forward.
Just go there.
And I'm going to shoot spider 6.
Okay, roll your attack roll.
13. Never mind.
That is a miss, unfortunately.
18 even.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, that bullet hits.
8 piercing.
And in fact, that's a kill. As another loud bang echoes around, doesn't echo due to the big room, but another loud bang sounds and another spider falls. That's 3 spiders that have fallen after hearing that loud bang noise now.
Can I shout as a free action?
Goddamn sniper.
Yeah.
I'll just shout, "Drow to the north!"
The king in the north.
Don't worry, I'm just going to get reinforcements.
Presumably that loud enough for everyone to hear as well.
That is loud enough for everybody to hear. Both of them were.
Well, hang on. Can I hear that, considering how far away he is?
Yes. Bearing in mind, this room is, although it's not big enough to, it's not small enough to echo, and it's not got enough in it to block the sound, so sound travels quite far in this room.
Okay.
So you can hear it. For all intents and purposes, I'm going to take you out of initiative. What is people actually wanting to do?
I'm kind of curious as to what's going on up there. So, assuming it looks like the others are okay, I'm going to try and climb up.
Okay, you kind of have to put your to actually go further than just the 10 feet, I'll say you kind of have to put your gun away, but you're fine just scrambling up.
stow my pipe gun.
Beyond that, you're able to scramble up. It takes you about a minute, I'll say. What's everybody else doing?
I'm just going to shout, long time no see! How about we get moving before his reinforcements arrive?
I'm thinking, is anyone particularly looking wounded around here?
Flynt is looking pretty bad, despite Cobalt's amazing healing.
My goddamn.
In fact, Flynt is looking about as bad as you are.
In that case, I shall lay on hands him for all of my lay on handses.
Which is...
Right. I'm about half myself, but I'm a lot more survivable.
Lay on hands gets quite nice when you have more than 5 of them.
Yeah, spells get a lot more nice when you have more than, like, 2 of them.
Yeah.
As you level up and become more powerful, things get nicer.
Well, yeah.
Anyway,
no, this is a complaint I've always had with 5th. You just feel horrendously underpowered in the early levels. And I understand that you are. Like, you are underpowered, you're meant to be underpowered, but it does feel a bit much.
I feel like the early levels still have some good stuff.
It's,
but either way, that's a discussion when we're not doing the game.
It's not even good stuff. It's more like, I've done a spell. Ah, fuck. I'm done.
I'm sorry, I'm just reminded of when we went through the starter edition and your wizard literally killed every encounter with burning hands.
It's not every encounter. Most of them.
Anyway, also a door. Cobalt and Kamar, you hear a familiar voice coming from below. The same direction that the bangs had come in, pretty much.
After I've done the lay on hands, I shine the light of Dawnbringer over the ledge to try and illuminate.
The light does not reach it.
However, unfortunately, I have a familiar green light in my hands.
No, as I said, you can see it, but it's not providing any light or anything. It is a green orb, but it's not providing light. I did say this.
Yeah, but they can see it.
Like,
they can see the green orb, right?
No, they can't see you. They can't see you, so they can't see your orb.
Is there stuff in the way?
It's not funny.
No, it's the distance.
So the
light
orb
isn't
does
reaching you. That darkness
that much
isn't.
then.
No, I did say it's not the light spell, so it's not light. It's not got any light at all coming from it. It's just a visual.
How far down
thing.
Is the lower web?
Sorry, I did say this when you asked.
I just got confused.
How far down?
How far down is
the lower web? So the one they're on.
There's webs all the way down.
But I mean, like the one
down.
they're on. How far down is it?
You can't.
I mean, I know I can't. I'm just asking mechanically.
Mechanically, it's about 100 foot down to Renlan and about Anwar is on his way up.
Okay, so I guess I will be. You're right. There's no way I see that because I've only got like 120 foot light. So I guess I will walk towards the source of the sound and then just.
I will go try and free Eldith.
As you go to free up, with your help, and Flynt also moves around and gives a hand of it as well.
I'll be shining light around, like, torch in the dark, trying to catch a glimpse of someone, even if it doesn't work.
Cobalt and Flynt, you manage to get Eldith free. Kamar, you kind of walk along the webbing, and by the time you reach this point, as you reach this point, you can actually see a Sverfneblin climbing up. At first, you kind of think, not because racist, but just because you're not really used to Sverfneblin, you've not seen many of them. The first thing that enters your mind is Jim Jar, Topsy and Turvy as you see this Sverfneblin climb, but then you kind of notice it's got a lot of very strange equipment and is actively a fair bit different.
Well, because
to them.
I know you took racism out of the equation, I'm putting it back in.
That's fair.
And then, you vile creature! What are you doing? Why are you here? Stand fast and explain yourself.
Can I finish climbing first, and then I'll stand? As much as you want me to.
I mean,
he is currently about 15 feet down from you.
Yeah, I'm pointing lightsaber at him, just directly at him, and yeah, like that's. I shout, "That's quite."
Are you still climbing up, Anwar, or are you stopping as you?
I shout, "That's quite close enough if he starts moving."
How am I supposed to stand if I'm climbing?
I'll just shout, "It's all right. He's with me."
Do we hear that?
I mean, if he's shouting it.
Also, you hear, and so are we. So don't kill the goblins either. Yeah.
I feel like goblins is my trigger word.
It's fair. That's a fair trigger word.
Like, goblins. I spit on the downwards direction, and then say, so that might hit. That might hit.
Anwar.
Anwar. Okay, yeah, I don't even slightly know your name.
He's a few feet away, so
why would
he
you
doesn't
have
get
to
spat
learn a
on.
Sverfneblin's name?
Exactly. Like, dead people don't have names. Well, they're not people, but you get the idea. So I spit into the darkness as I say, "Goblins, vile creatures, come here and be slain!"
Oh, be quiet. They're leading the way to although I don't actually pause.
To where?
Where the
To
fuck are we
Gracklester.
going?
Uh,
I just realised we're being kidnapped. I don't know where we're going.
Wait, what?
So they're leading the way to Gracklester.
Right.
Gauntlgrim.
Not
No, not
even-
Gauntlgrim. You're actually right. It is
Yeah,
Gracklester.
Gauntlgrim is
Come on,
further away.
I'm just gonna kind of say.
Yeah, Gauntlgrim is the dwarven.
I thought you
kingdom.
like if it was what Beanie said, like, wow, Laurie, that's not even close.
I'm just gonna go like.
No, Laurie is right.
Why are you going there?
It's the closest town where we can actually get some resources
Yeah,
and then
wait,
This
continue
was
on our
the-
adventure.
That town was discussed before the Demogorgon stuff. Like,
I honestly can't
originally-
remember why. I just know that
Well,
we're going to get
something.
this stuff there.
Do I
Like,
remember?
we need food and things like that.
both, well, Bapido mentioned it. He said that you could probably, that it's got a good marketplace, good supplies and stuff would be found there, and you may be able to find help. It is a racist, although still, like, it's a racist community, but it is a community that's that allows trade with outside travelers and stuff. So, you know, other races can survive there, can live or train and work there. It's just you're not likely to be comfortable while you're doing it.
Not trying to interrupt your reunion, but can I finish climbing, please?
Quite close enough,
Come on.
foul creature.
Come on, just like talk to your sword. They're fine.
Just talk to your sword. My sword likes me.
Exactly.
Oh.
I do like you.
Like, oh.
Oh, I
Let's go in bush.
look to the giant stone person and climb up towards him.
do
All right.
do Sverfneblin have any sort of light sensitivity or anything? Because this thing is blazing out 120 feet.
It's
It's
sunlight.
hurting my eyes the same way it's
Typically
hurting
they
my
do,
eyes.
but due to things me and Matt discussed, he does not. Although mechanically, I think the player race
There is
Sverfneblin
Switzerland done
doesn't.
for whatever reason. So
I think the player race is actually actually in the lore basically comes from the same place you do, for what it's worth.
For balance
It's
reasons.
probably also
make it
a case
easier to player
because
race them.
having a player race that's sensitive to sunlight is kind of shit unless you're guaranteed to be playing in the Underdark.
Or
Also
just
true.
walk around with sunglasses.
Not how that
also-
works.
He is an artificer. Here's a thing he could do.
Yeah.
I'll just say, let's hurry then before that drow returns.
Yeah. What he said.
Yeah, that guy.
And I will put
That
my mace
person.
away.
That person.
I without sheathing my sword, I say, I don't sound happy about it when I say it, but I say, very well. And I back away from the edge of the path and I allow you to climb up.
I
Constantly.
climb up.
He's taken a different route that wouldn't take him underneath you at this
Oh,
point
okay.
in order to get to Cobalt.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna approach Cobalt and because wow, and just
just ran away. Yeah.
look of wonder
Sorry,
on my
I
face.
was moving myself, and it's a case of if you were actually moving towards me, I want to move towards you.
Flynt approaches and seeing you kind of examining his work, he has that craft like artisan's pride as he just kind of watches this Sverfneblin looking over his masterpiece,
It's very, very
nuts.
impressive.
admiring it.
Your hand's a bit broken.
Yes.
We'll fix that once we find a good forge. Don't worry about it. And he slaps Cobalt on the shoulder.
I
Okay.
very gently tap my friend.
With your stump. Tink.
I've not got a stump. Got
Now, get a move on.
She's got a giant crack
It's-
on it.
There might be drow heading
I was
our
gonna
way.
say, for what it's worth, think of Cobalt's hand as basically having a crack all the way down from the thumb down to the wrist. So it's like the thumb is actually kind of hanging off partially. Like it's not a nice thing, and it is causing you a bit of pain at all times as well. It's just not enough to be mechanically relevant.
No, it is enough to be
beyond the
mechanically
disadvantage.
relevant.
Well, sorry, the pain isn't enough.
Yeah,
the actual injury itself is enough to be mechanically
kind of
relevant,
like-
I guess.
Wow. Just broke a little bit.
Ugh, fucking nerds.
Sword, Kamar, sword.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad.
Nor
What
did I
did he
claim
use?
to be.
I'll
Nor
shout
would I
again.
want to
Come on,
be.
get a move on. The drow are coming.
I assume at this point we'll start moving and talking.
Renlan,
Yeah,
don't
where are
we
we going?
don't we need to be up here?
We need to be following these goblins. They're leading the way.
Goblins?
Well, actually, no. We stopped leading the way when the fight started. Technically, Anwar's right. We're supposed to be, up that way.
Well, I suppose it's time you start heading the way then, and I'll follow you.
All right, then. At which point they both start scuttling up at a speed faster than you can manage to follow. Basically, they're not treating this as difficult terrain when going upwards.
Hang
but
on,
you do
I'm
have to
just going to
up,
kind of
right?
shout. I'm just going to
Yes.
kind of shout
I
like,
can go up here and then kind of make my way around to where they're going.
I'm just going to also shout
Yes.
like, please bear in mind not all of us can see in the dark.
Well,
Then let's group up.
you should be. I mean,
Hold on.
then learn how to.
Hold on, my friends. Let's
Yeah.
get our new companions together. They seem to be a bit slow. Move up to
Oh,
this level and try and
I don't know.
beckon everyone on.
so at this point, as you wait, so do you say you're teleporting up?
No,
or you're just
I'm climbing up.
climbing up. Yeah.
You can tell.
As you kind of climb up, you kind of have that feeling of like you swear you're being watched, and you kind of look over your shoulder and you just kind of look down at Stool, who's just kind of stood there on this webbing, looking up at you, like completely unable to get up by himself.
Why do you think me?
Wait, I've got an idea. Does
I'll
anyone
just say-
have any rope?
I'll just show wave to one of the goblins like, could you collect that?
The goblins are already gone up.
Does anyone have any rope?
So what if they've already
Do
gone
I
up?
have any rope?
I'm still requesting them to go and pick up the stool.
Like clean up
In
after
that-
Sorry, I left a
in that
stool
case-
down there.
I mean, I'm
In that
going
case-
with I've not seen him, so I don't know he needs help.
You hear Yuk Yuk say nope, and followed by a no.
I'm disgruntled, but I carry on.
So you're just leaving him there then?
Okay, I'm gonna climb down and try and help Stool up.
At this point, seeing Renlan disappear into the darkness, like nobody really sees this, but Stool does just start to do somebody starts to do laps like back and forth on this webbing in a bit of a panic. Anwar, you kind of start lowering down, and as he gets into sight, you can just see him basically running along this web, then turning around, running backwards, like desperate to find a way up, but having no clue how to do it with
If I
his
had rope, this would be a lot
lack of
easier,
arms.
but I'm gonna have to somehow help him climb. This isn't gonna be remotely easy.
It's something you have
It's
been
not.
doing, though, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I've
with the group.
I've been doing it with the group
as well, though.
present. I'm not the strongest of people. In fact, I'm quite the opposite. Unless I was to somehow, if he's small enough for me to shove him in my cannon and fire him up there.
He is not bullet sized, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Yeah, for what it's worth, by yourself, you don't think you'll be able to get Stool upwards.
Wait
at
a second. Is there any loose hanging webbing that looks like I could possibly use it as a rope?
Roll me an intelligence check plus proficiency. This is basically what we'll call an artificery check.
Okay.
To basically make this is your MacGyver.
One of them
check, we'll say. This is your MacGyver.
artificery checks.
So you actually you spend a few minutes basically cutting off a bit of about half an inch in diameter, strong but thin webbing, kind of run along, kind of looping it around as you do so, and cut it off the other end, getting yourself about 30 foot of webbing, which basically is 30 foot of rope.
Okay.
Treat it like silk rope.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie it around him, kind of trying to loop it around the mushroom head part of him.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Around the bulbous head.
Around the bulbous head.
As you as you kind of feel around that, you actually realise that this bit is a lot more flexible than you thought. Like, you could actually technically pull that up if you wanted to. So you kind of have to tie it in a bit of a strong knot instead.
Please.
It's uncomfortable, but it'll work.
Apologise.
The stool allows you to step without resistance.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and climb up to a little bit where there's kind of a bit I can stand on, if there's a bit I can stand on, and then pull him up, and then go up another bit, and then pull him up. So there's less risk of me trying to climb with him hanging below me.
It works out more. You basically have to... It is, unfortunately, due to your lack of strength, you basically find you have to climb up several strands to get, 15 feet between you both. Then you have to loop it around another strand, jump down using your own weight to basically elevate him up to a bit. He kind of dangles, swings onto one. Then you climb up above him, do the same thing. It is a bit of a kerfuffle. But you do manage to eventually, actually, you guys basically see this happening. You see Anwar kind of appear, holding some sort of rope. He then jumps, dangling this rope over the top, and suddenly Stool appears and is waddling around on the web.
Suddenly,
only for Anwar to then.
Suddenly, Stool appears is a euphemism for. Sounds like a euphemism for having a brown moment.
Yeah.
Suddenly Stool appears and he's changed my underwear.
Suddenly Stool appears and, well, let's just say touching cloth is putting it lightly.
Touching armor.
So, is anybody else doing anything here?
Okay, no. I don't know why I started talking. No.
I will just be taken aback by the sudden appearance of Stool.
For what it's worth, it doesn't seem like.
I mean, I would be if Stool's just suddenly appeared. Like, God, that's not mine, is it?
After a few more minutes, Anwar finally manages to get Stool to the top and is very much out of breath after all this kerfuffle. Stool, being on the top webbing, kind of waddles around a bit, happy to be back in the group. However, he then notices Cobalt and immediately runs behind Anwar.
Honestly, I'd be out of breath having to do all that.
Like putting Anwar between him and Cobalt.
I will look visibly upset.
What did you do? Apart from abandon him.
I hit him.
You did?
When?
This was when he went crazy during the...
in my madness, I hit him.
Oh, poor little mushroom buddy.
And I will be very noticeably sad.
It is...
For what it's worth, I did say I don't have my mace out now.
I know, but it's very obvious that Stool, in his childlike mind, is visibly shaken just by the sight.
I know.
It was a very traumatic experience. Unless anybody else is doing anything, however, are you just going to?
I guess we will
party up and
we'll group together.
What does that say?
At this point,
MacGyver check is that?
MacGyver check. I've added a MacGyver macro.
That's fair. Also, I will sort out that thing for you that you messaged about after the session. Just remind me. At this point, the people that hadn't seen them previously see the two goblins suddenly kind of just drop down from a webbing above, kind of both dangling by one arm next to each other as they smile down at you.
Hello.
We ready to go?
Yep.
Can I actually see Renlan?
Renlan's moved up to you, so yeah, you can see him.
I'll just kind of look at him and say, are they trustworthy?
Oh, absolutely not. But we're paid, so, we're
as
as trustworthy as money makes us.
Think of them like mercenaries. I mean, you don't know what they're going to be doing, but as long as there's money involved, they'll do it for the money at least.
Oh yeah, we love money, but
ignore that.
We won't be fighting. Just, we're not mercenaries in the sense of putting our lives on the line for you. We don't really care about you that much. We will, however, steal everything from your corpses if you happen to die during a fight, which we won't lead you into. We're nice enough not to do that. Yeah.
As you can see, we can handle ourselves at least.
It does seem so. That was a very impressive fight. Very fun to watch as well. I have to say, 10 out of 10.
I do not put my sword away. Although I guess I'll put my shield away if we're going to be climbing. Yes.
Well, you're going to need help.
You can climb with one. You can climb with one hand, especially with your athletic ability. Especially with Dawnbringer being so hesitant to be deactivated.
Mostly just my light source at this point, so I kind of have to keep it up.
Also true.
I mean, I'm also a light source.
Yeah, but mine's better.
I mean, this is true.
Are you friends with your light source? I didn't think so.
Yes, very much
he
so.
is his light source. So
I am my light source, basically.
Technically, Phil worships his light source.
Yeah.
So do I.
Get on my level.
I worship my light source as well. Hello.
No, you
Phil,
worship-
we're all on the same level. We're all on the
No, your
upper
light
level.
source is your sword.
Shall we move
Your
on?
sword is not getting its power from Pador, technically. Anyway, so if that's the case, we'll say that you all start moving off in the direction following the goblins, and this seems like a good place to end it for this session.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't. We avoided tonight's break, unfortunately, just because we were in an encounter, so it's easier not to take a break from the encounter.
Sure,
Yeah.
So, XP. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Experience. Alright. Apologies for clapping down the microphone. 1,000. And the drow.
Did I get the 1,275 needed to level up?
Give me 2 seconds. I've just got to figure out how much the drow gives you. He's a custom thing, so.
Oh, you added
Is
it
it
in.
7 million?
Oh, you
Yes.
mean he's a special character? Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
As in, he's basically just a drow with class levels.
Why? My OBS died again. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Absolutely not.
Why is OBS just dying?
You have the new version, don't you?
I have Studio, yeah.
Well, no, I mean like the new patch. Like I know there's a new patch out for OBS, and I haven't updated
Well,
it
yeah.
in months.
I updated mine before the session.
You
So
kind of need to keep OBS updated though, because some of those updates are security updates. So
It's a good reason
and
to keep it updated.
live streaming to a public website, probably good. Who gives out its API pretty freely? You should probably keep that updated.
I forgot that guy had +2 had favoured enemy humanoids. He should have been doing more damage to you, Phil.
I am
well.
not a humanoid, I don't believe.
You do still count as a humanoid. You're not a construct.
Mm,
Pretty sure that's the case.
double check that. I don't think that.
2,800. There was. I won't include Topsy Turvy or Turvy Stool or the Goblins.
I'm not actually sure.
6.
Come on, Bailey, you can math.
My brain is not mathing tonight, I'm afraid.
Okay, what divided by what?
Calculator. I've got it here, don't worry.
It
is 467 experience each.
467 was that?
Yeah.
Yep. I will say an inspiration point for.
To whom for what?
I'm just thinking.
808 experience needed.
Like less than 400 for me.
Just considering it was basically just an encounter, there wasn't really anything inspiration worthy tonight, I'm afraid, so I'm going to not hand out any of them out tonight.
Okay.
Nothing comes to mind, at least. I might be.
Are you trying to say that we were not inspired?
I forgot that I put my deity down as Renlan.
Why did that do that?
How much XP do you need for level 4?
27.
2,700.
Oh, so close.
Ha, no.
What you're at?
2417.
You're the highest, then, 'cause I'm at 23.
1892.
That seems like a historical date for like a war or something.
No.
1892.
historical
Ah,
date.
yes, the Great War of 1892.
My XP wasn't
I don't know.
until today.
How do you know that
Don't know.
mine's not also a historical date? 2417. Historical date.
Oh,
for
so that's
Technically, everything is a historical date.
yeah, it's a future
I don't-
war.
If it's in the future,
It
it
just
can't be
reminded me
history,
of the.
Mike.
It will be one day.
But it's
Will
not
be one
currently.
day.
It'll be
Either
history the moment it's happened. Thus is the definition of history.
Unless it's in BC.
That'd
Could
be
be in
true.
BC already.
2417 BC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe something happened all the way back then. We don't know.
Anyway, I'm gonna end my stream. So thank you, people, for watching my end.
Righto.
I will catch you next
I love
time.
watching your end, Beanie.
Bye.